person
that makes
versus
more
a
sense.
machine.
Okay.
This is
That.
the ultimate John Henry, then.
Yeah.
This is
You
the man
versus the
versus the
computer.
machine, baby.
You have fulfilled
This
your
is John-
destiny.
I'm going to die.
I was gonna say.
watching Fast and Furious,
Dude.
beating the fucking machines,
Bro,
baby.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Tickets, Jersey City, are on sale right now. White Eagle Hall, July 13th. It's a Thursday night. Come out, get the weekend started. We will be there for one show and one show only. White Eagle Hall, July 13th, Jersey City. See you there.
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. We got an air crisis, John. Yeah.
It's not that bad.
I'm dying out here, dude.
It's I saw the tweet. One tweet was like, if you spend 24 hours in this, it's like smoking 6 cigarettes. It's like, oh, who gives a fuck? That's not
bad.
Every
okay.
time I have one beer, I'm in this spot. Like, who cares, dude?
Bro,
See?
first of all, anytime you have a cigarette, you're having 6 of them anyway. You know what I mean? If you're in that situation, you're out, you want to rip some heaters, you're going to end up having a few. That's all this is? 6 cigs?
Dude, so I got home last night and I passed out immediately.
Like at once?
Huh?
That might be, you know.
No,
like,
24 hours is equivalent to 6 cigarettes. But when I got home at like 6 o'clock last night and it wasn't bad yet. I fell asleep on the couch immediately. And I woke up at like 10 p.m. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And it smelled funny in my apartment. My windows open. And I looked out
weird.
the window.
It was like a weird like yellow color outside.
And I honestly got a little. I mean, I wasn't like I'm gonna die, but I was like, what? I was like, this can't be fucking good for you. And then I fucking saw a tweet. It was like 6 cigarettes. And I was like, oh, dude, that's
dude,
nothing.
Let me tell you something to the big environment people out there. Stick with the the unhealthy air index is at 157 because that scares me.
Yeah.
That
right.
I was like, oh shit.
Just say it's
Don't
worse
tell
than
me that it's like smoking 6.6.
If you tell me it's worse than anywhere in China, I'll be like, oh.
Yes, yeah. You tell me this is like the same air quality as Wuhan or Beijing, I'd be like, whoa.
Yeah, we're in a real crisis here.
Right. First of all, you know, fuck you, Canada. This is all Canada's fault.
Yeah.
Having your little, you know, campfires or whatever up there just ruining our goddamn air. So blame Canada.
That's what Mexico thinks every time we have a gender reveal. Like, they did it again.
I'm dying though, bro. Of course, in the middle of like having fucking pneumonia, we have an air crisis. It's just like the world is attempting to murder me. I don't know when this just started a couple days ago, right? Or am I late to this? Was this going on like all last week?
What?
The air quality thing.
I thought it was just yesterday. Was the first time.
Yeah. That's the first time I started to hear about it too. I'm getting emails from we might not have baseball practice tomorrow. Close your windows.
Dude, give Keegan a cigarette.
I was going to say, me and Keegs, we're going to go out. We're going to hit some dingers and rip some Marlboro Reds. We'll be fine, okay? Give me a break.
Dude, Babe Ruth used to smoke cigarettes in the dugout.
At the plate. Come on. Yeah, but so, like, work on your PR. Because if you show me that, it's just a big red block. Like, that looks bad.
Red is scary.
Red is scary. Red's really scary.
Six reds? Delightful.
This picture of New York? That picture of New York? Scary.
Yeah.
Where it looks like you're on Mars? I'm scared. Don't tell me I'm having 6 cigs. Because last time I had 6 cigs, it was a party. And it was a blast. Okay?
The only thing I can think of is, Richard's Pub, I think, in Chicago. Where it's like the only bar where you're allowed to smoke.
Yeah.
Did you come to that?
No, but you told me about it, and it was just
that
scene.
That was a little much, but that was 6,000 cigarettes.
Well, that's because people are trying to smoke.
Yeah,
you
weren't in there not smoking. That like hurt my eyes. I had to go outside.
Yeah,
that was. I mean, I went back in, but I was like, I gotta go get just like it's H10 the whole time in there. And I was like, I gotta go get the 2.
I gotta get the 2. Gotta get some more O.
And then I went back in, but this is fucking.
This is disgusting. But also the mere fact that I'm even concerned, like that this is even entering my mind, is how washed up I am. Like
the air quality.
Yeah. Like, I'm not like actually, I'm not gonna go to work today, guys, or like let's stay inside. But I was like, oh shit, like what is this air quality thing? And I've had this cough, and like, oh, should I
see a doctor?
Should I be concerned about this? Like, stop being so fucking lame. Like, I recommend you stop being, you know what I mean? Straight out of old school. Like, the day you start worrying about air quality is the day, just pack it in, dude. It's over for you.
I just did a blog on that. There's many of those situations. Well, and you know what? I'm actually going to stand up for the olds. Of which I am.
I was gonna say us. Stand up for us.
I actually, I not realize how old I am. Again, yesterday I was doing the bracket, and they were talking about splitting the bill, and I was like, I don't like. And I think Tommy was like, well, what if you got a $75 steak and someone else got a $25 salad? I was like, I don't know. It doesn't come up with my friend group. We just put our cards in, and no one. I couldn't even tell you what anyone else gets. That.
Yeah.
And he's like, what if there's like a large discrepancy in salary? I'm like, well, I'm 34. Like, everyone I hang out with is like my age.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, we hang out with temps. And I was like, you hang out with a temp? I was like, well, yeah. If I go,
well,
to
let's
dinner
address
with,
your
like...
social life first, Tommy.
But that was one where I was like, all right. I mean, I guess I don't hang out with temps anymore, which is another step in the old direction.
So like the day that you don't, when like there's a new crop of interns, new temps, whatever, you're not like, what's up, man? Like, welcome to the company. Like, let's go get a beer. Let's go to lunch. Like,
welcome to the company.
Sure,
but we're probably not gonna. We're probably not gonna go hang out.
Don't look me in the eyes.
You're gonna want to go to a much different place than I'm gonna want to go to.
For sure.
I want to go to Richard's to smoke a bunch of cigarettes.
Yeah, like you're gonna be. You want to go to a different place. You're gonna be on a different time schedule. We're gonna be on a different bill schedule. Like, like we're just not gonna work. So like you shouldn't want to. I shouldn't want to. Let's just not do this.
But it was perfect timing because I wrote a blog the other day, and I titled it "Signs Years Have Passed," because I was going to title it "Signs You've Matured," but that implies it's good stuff, and it's not all good.
No.
And then I was
100%.
like, maybe make it signs you've gotten older, and that implies it's all bad. And it's not all bad either. It's just
signs that time has elapsed.
It's just time's gone by.
Okay, all right, that's interesting because I do normally think of this as a bad thing. My mind runs to the negative.
Some of them are very good.
Like what?
I like dark chocolate now.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I
like unsweetened iced tea.
Unsweetened iced tea, sure.
I always said in my blogs, the minute you like unsweetened iced tea is the minute you're old.
Gatorade Zero. That shit hits now.
Like, I still, everyone knows I'm a card-carrying member of full-strength Coke, so I can't get down with the diet. But, I do know people who are like, once you like the diet taste. But to me, unsweetened iced tea, as a kid, was like poison. Like, when you thought you were getting some, like, Lipton
100%.
brisk, and you were like, what is this bitter poison I'm drinking? And now I'm like, is it unsweetened? A little extra lemon, please. Oh, I'm going to be naughty today with a little extra lemon. But I guzzle that shit now from Dunkin' Donuts. I think it's the best iced tea in the world. And I remember liking that and being like, and this was, when I arguably was not actually old yet, probably still in my 20s. I remember being like, I like unsweetened iced tea. Shit. So that's one, but I enjoy it, so it's a good one.
Yeah, that's like
dark chocolate's right in that.
Dark chocolate, dude. I still like. I don't know. Dark chocolate. It would be crazy
in the variety packs. You'd be like
the Russell Stovers.
Yeah,
half the box go in the trash every time. Like,
yep.
Dark chocolate, no fucking thanks. Now I don't know what my blood type is still, so I'm still a little young. But I know if I see 94% cacao, I'm like, whoa, that's stuff right there. That's some fucking.
There's that
stuff.
one brand that does like you can see like 94, 97, 98.
Yeah, that's Lint. That's Lint. Yeah.
Like,
you want to throw a little chili pepper in there?
Baby, a little bite to it. When I see like I grab 94 and I'm like, oh, I'm a fancy boy, and then I'm like 98. Like, throw the 94 to the pores.
98, you start getting a little dangerous.
Yeah, 98's not even like.
It's a little much.
Yeah.
But there was what are some other ones that were good? I thought. Oh, bro, I don't know if we've even talked about this. Anne Hathaway's like the sexiest person on the planet.
I was always like into her, especially when she was Catwoman and she would bend over that fucking that motorcycle. I was like, yo, remind me again why we hate on this chick.
Dude, I never really thought about her one way or another. Like, I wasn't like she's bro. She existed. She was Anne Hathaway.
And now you're like, that's that bitch. Or are you talking about like you want to fuck her, like sexual?
Kevin, I don't. It's not all. No, it's all.
No,
it's
the
all,
package.
It's all encompassing. It's everything. I think I said I wanna meet her at a lounge at a reasonable hour. Right? Close your eyes while they tell you this. You'll get hard. I want to meet her at a lounge at a reasonable hour. Okay.
Sun's still out.
Yeah, yeah, but it's night inside. We get there, we're role playing. Okay, she's a businesswoman. She's in town for a conference, medical sales, right? Yeah, that always look nice little skirt, little.
I was gonna say pencil skirt.
Yep, of course.
Yep.
I'm post-pandemic stay-at-home father, looking
How
to
progressive.
regain some manhood.
Absolutely.
With a night of debauchery. Yes. We meet. She gets a Cosmo. I get a Manhattan. Right? We drink. We fuck in the bathroom. Debaucherous, rowdy, rough.
Couple seconds to be honest though, right?
Not long. Yeah. We go home. We wake up. We get a full night's sleep. Wake up. Have some coffee. Read the paper. Eat a parfait. In a sun-soaked breakfast nook.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I want to do that with Anne Hathaway.
Oh my god. Anne, how could you turn that down? How could you turn that down?
Anyone who doesn't like that, congratulations, you're still a kid. That just got any piece of that just got you fucking hot and bothered. Welcome.
You old.
Welcome
You
to
old.
the squad.
Yeah, no, I'm all about that. I would even maybe throw in, like, maybe not in that case because you're just so overcome with your lust for Anne Hathaway, but the first time you start going, like we'll fuck in the morning. I'll get you tomorrow,
Bro.
You know, that's an early sign.
Oh, the first time you faked being asleep.
Yeah. All these things. So, especially as a girl, whatever, that probably happens when you're like 17. I can only speak for the guys on this one. As a male, when you're like, 16, you're like, my dick will always be hard. I will never not want to have sex. I will always go multiple rounds, all these things, and you're like, you can't even fathom a world where that's not true. And then the first time you're like, well, that's not working. I didn't think that was going to happen. Or like you're sexting. I'm going to fucking bend you this way, that way. I'm going to put you on the roof. We're going to be in the chimney. We're going to, and then you're like, we were spoon sexing for 10 seconds. You're like, we're about done here, right?
I'm not even coming. Like,
Right.
and I'm not with a
I'm
U. I
faking
mean with
it.
an O.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to stay on the couch.
Another one though, to tie that in, having sex on anything other than a bed.
Yeah.
I'm not even doing the couch. I won't even fuck on a couch anymore. I'm like, there's just no room. Where are you gonna put your legs? Bed only. Forget about the floor. Forget about Like, get out of here. I need my made clean bed.
Bro, I
The
can't.
waterproof sheets.
Anything other than you on top and me like this doesn't work anymore. I can't get my legs wide. My groin doesn't open up anymore.
Dude, the height difference in doggy style used to kind of just be like you can get through it.
Yeah.
Now I'm leaning and
yeah,
I'm falling.
what are you doing slipping? Use your fucking arms. Put back here.
But do
Yeah,
some work.
fuck me back. No, it's because I can't fucking lean over.
Prop me up.
My gut falls into your back arch. It's a fucking nightmare, dude. dude, I had one this is what I've been quiet about for a few years.
Ooh,
because
we're getting real here, huh?
It's fucking when I was younger, Louis C.K. had a joke about how kids care about women being on their periods and men don't. And he says
you mean like teenager, not kids.
Whatever,
I was thinking
people.
kids.
No, young people. And
as a young man, you're like, I'm not touching you when you're on your period.
Right. And the cause they thought ew, it's gross, whatever. And the Louis C.K.'s joke where he's like, I don't give a fuck, over, I'll drink your blood, something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's what I should be like, blah blah blah. And now I think I've gotten old enough where I'm like, I just don't want to get messy.
Okay, so I was about to disagree with you, but we're on the same page. I think what happens is you go from ew, that's icky, to I'm a man, I can fuck through that, to well, we don't want to ruin the sheets. Yeah. These are 300, these are 400 thread count or whatever,
You're gonna make a mess.
Yeah, it's just not. We can just wait a couple days. It's not life or death here. That's a good one. Yeah, because I never.
I'll be all right.
I was never into it.
Yeah, well, it did turn me on.
Nor was I I want to fuck so bad. I need it right now. I was just kind of I'm a man.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like just what men do. Like kind of like Louis like makes you think you're not a man if you don't stick your dick into a bloodbath. You know,
It's just gonna be everywhere.
I mean, yeah, like the
Bro, we can't sleep in the bed afterwards. Like, what the fuck?
think about just
I gotta go sleep on the
plunging-
couch to have sex tonight?
If
No.
you were just plunging something in and out of like a bloody bowl, you know, like it would be a fiasco. You're gonna do that with a body part? That's crazy. I might even throw anal sex up there as well.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing where it's like
Same reasoning.
kind of, but just even you know what? I at this stage of my life, it's almost like if I know, like if we've done it, and I know you're down and into it, like that's good enough.
I can just close my eyes extra tight.
I'll just like squeeze around it, put my thumb around, you know. But like you know what I mean. It's almost like the I'll give you the points. It's the thought that counts.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
We don't really need to fuck you in your ass. The fact that if I really like asked for it though, you'd say yes. We're cool. You know, like you're kinky.
Yeah.
You know,
I want you to want to do the dishes.
totally.
I don't
That's
care.
exactly it. I don't have to fuck your ass, but just even you can offer it. I might even say no. You know, thanks, but no thanks. I appreciate the effort.
The sex talk still kind of applies to I called it the sock eye. I said when I was a kid, when you're younger,
your socks?
the only time you like hold your breath is like to like go underwater, play Marco
Yeah,
Polo
yeah.
and shit like that.
Tying your shoe or getting your sock
Bro,
on.
every morning you go, like that, like that life-filling gasp of
It's like,
air.
are you putting your socks on or coming?
Yeah. Like how long was it? How long was it? Like, no, now you have to put on your right sock. That's
Do it again.
That's every goddamn fucking morning.
Ugh.
And with that was the I said that I know girls have an ick where like guys who leave their socks on during sex. And there was a time where I was so good at getting my socks off. I didn't even need my hands. I could have been
wow.
born without arms.
Look at you.
We did like kissing, shimmying to the bathroom, and
One
I would
toe,
just go
one toe?
heel toe,
Yeah,
Kevin.
yeah.
They're
Yeah,
gone.
yeah.
Magic act. It's a fucking magic trick I would complete.
Fucking Copperfield over
Girl,
here.
did you wear shoes to the socks to the bar? Yeah, I wore them. They're a fucking bread trail back to the door right now. But now, I'm not taking my socks. I can't tell you last time I took my socks off during sex, and I'm not like I have no idea. I have no clue.
Are you taking your shirt off? These
It was
days?
probably pre-pandemic.
Are you taking your shirt off during sex?
Most of the time.
Yeah, because I'm thinking even like at this point I'll Winnie the Pooh it because I know that's a big ick too. And I'm just like I don't know. No, and it's really not even like I don't want you to see me. It's just like I don't know. It's a whole thing. I gotta
Dude, no,
take it
but
off.
now
'Cause I'll tell you what's worse than me Winnie the Poohing it is me like I'm laying down. I gotta like get myself up in bed. I'm taking it off, and you're seeing all sorts of angles and things. Like I'll just leave this extra medium XL on.
I'll get it. Like I'll take it off once. Like we're in the mix. Because I get why they charge more at a hospital now. I do like the skin to skin.
Oh,
I'm like, yeah, I like this. This is good. If I was having my nipples rubbed by a cheap Hanes rather than another nipple, I don't think I'd be too into it.
Oh. You go nipple to nipple?
Yeah, I make sure that's it.
Bless
That's
that
what
poor
gets me
girl.
off. I'm like, I'm kidding. Don't touch my nipples.
For real. I was gonna say, don't even put that out there. Guys who like their nipples touched, good for you, but let's not act like
No,
that's a
not good for you, you fucking
pervert.
pervert.
Yeah, disgusting.
God, what else was on the list? This is a new one. It is. This has become more of an issue. Post mango in my
Oh
life.
God, we're gonna talk about you shitting, aren't we?
No, close. Right there though. It's not uncommon. It's not common, but it's not uncommon to fart so loud I wake myself up in it.
I can't co-sign that one, but that's fucking hilarious.
But Jesus, what the fuck was it? What else is getting in here and fucking shit the room? Man, what else was there? Oh, red wine makes me horny as
So
fuck.
I was gonna throw wine out there too. I think there was a stage. It's probably similar to period sex. I think it goes the same curve. I'll drink $2 Chuck. I don't care.
Yeah.
Can't taste the difference. Why is this a thing anyway? Who would pay extra money for that? All that shit. And then, I had my first bottle of like $100 wine. I learned about cake bread and Jordan and Camus and all these things. And I was like, oh, this is different. It's smoother. It tastes better. I don't have a hangover. I get it. And then came back around, not to like the $2 shit, but the like, I'm not going to spend $100 to just sit here and drink a bottle of wine like by myself. Like, I'm just not.
Yeah.
I just don't need to do that. Like, there was a time where I was like, oh, I'm going to go home tonight and open that fancy bottle for no occasion, no celebration, just watch fucking Jeopardy and drink this
Just get a
expensive
buzz on
wine.
and watch Jeopardy.
Right. And then-
That was the same thing. Like that's what I thought adults did.
yeah,
Like
it's like you're playing
that,
house. Like you're pretending.
that phase of being like, well, this is what adults do.
Yeah, and now it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna, I don't know, just maybe I'll drink the cheap wine, maybe I won't drink it all. Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't need to do this fancy wine thing. But the whole like it's all the same sort of thing. That's a young man's game.
But I never had I completely agree with that. But I never had the phase in my life where it was like, like you'll be in college and someone's like, I can't drink whiskey, I'll fight. Or a girl's like, I can't drink tequila, I get crazy.
Gin makes me angry or whatever.
Like I like alcohol affected me as alcohol.
Yeah, totally.
Probably in the last 3 years, if I get 5 to 7 tannins in me,
Dick's hard.
I'm like, I gotta fuck something. Right?
A thing is getting fucked.
Dude,
Whether it's a hole, a human, an object,
give
a
a
fucking
shit,
table,
dude.
it's a TV, it's getting fucked.
The Cons texted me after I posted the blog. What I want to get is, I hope I can read this. I'm sure I can read it. There's nothing wrong. He goes, what did he say? He goes, if I drink too much red wine when I'm solo traveling, I start eyeing up people at the bar, decide who I'd hypothetically need to be prepared to have a threesome with that night.
I wonder if there's something to that literally, because I think when I drink wine, I get the Irish tan going quick. Like I get very red. I think there's like it's like blood flow.
Yeah.
I wonder if your dick's getting blood.
It's
Maybe there's actually
the antioxidants.
What is our aphrodisiacs real, or is that like a made up thing? Is that like a mind?
I
mind
think
over
they're
matter?
as real as you want them
Like
to
I,
be.
yeah,
it's like
the placebo.
astrology.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get down with that. Like, I'm just wondering, like, when you're slurping down oysters, your pussy actually gets wet, your dick gets hard. I just don't believe that. I think that somebody used to go on a date and be like, I've never like fucking had oysters before, but I'm trying to impress this hot girl.
Yeah.
All the things lead to sex. You're like, oh, it was the oysters. But there feels like there's something with red wine where all of a sudden you're like, I'm a little hot. You want to fuck with your socks on? What else do we got?
It's because there's red wine has ethanol in it, and that affects your hypothalamus, which is hunger and sex drive.
Huh. Okay, so there is something.
Okay.
So it is good to get a couple glasses in there first.
We've talked about this one. How I understand now that like I can feel how my brain doesn't always work. Mm-hmm. Where like it's not dumb. It's like I am dumb. But it's not dumb.
Yep.
But it's like even at its highest level, I only have like a 2-hour window per day where it's at its highest level of dumb.
And also how your hunger will play into that. Like I
wrote that one too.
I used to be like, if I had to run out the door in the morning and I didn't have breakfast, and then I had a rough day at work and I didn't eat lunch, like okay, like and then I'll just get to dinner.
Yeah.
Just be an adult is what I would think in my head. Although it's I guess the opposite. Like you missed a couple meals, you're going a couple extra hours without food, no big deal, and now it's like, I need to call the hospital.
Dude.
I haven't eaten in 12 hours. I need call, give me an IV and a fucking medical professional.
And it's a lesson I'll never learn either.
Mm-hmm.
Like I will every 3 hours I will get cranky.
Yep.
And I'll go,
what the fuck is wrong
with
It's like,
everybody?
oh,
And I'll go eat a banana.
Now let
and then
me
eat
say,
a banana. And like that's just gonna happen every 3 hours until I die.
but that I do think is, I think you can get over that. Like I think that is a little bit like mind over matter,
For sure.
Like the people who like intermittent fast and stuff, like they learn that like your hunger is just like your brain being like a petulant child. Like give me sugar, give me sugar.
Yeah.
And if you learn to turn that off, like you are okay.
Dude,
So it's
speaking of
not
that,
really like, you know, it's not really a thing, but it's a thing.
It for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of the hunger thing, did you see what's his name? Ronald Acuna, the
Acuna?
former offensive lineman,
Okay. No.
lost like
100 pounds. He said he didn't eat for 40 days. Well, no, he said he fasted for 40 days. And I wonder sometimes if that means like from sun up to sundown. Are we doing some Ramadan shit? Or is it like he literally... You can't
if you're
not
saying
eat for
you
40 days.
fasted for 40 days, you better be doing the Jesus style.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Right?
But
He went 40 days, 40 nights. That's what passed.
Can somebody
Lent
Google
is?
like yes, yeah, he did like no nothing for 40 days. That guy. What?
I thought that was Gandhi. Did you?
No,
He-
Gandhi did a lot longer.
Gandhi. Well,
Yeah.
that's what I mean though. Gandhi did like water
Yeah.
and like nutrients. He just didn't like chew on food. You know what I mean? So that's
That's great IV that you get in Vegas. Like, awesome.
Yeah, it's like it's filled with fucking that guy I saw the thread and he was like, my mind is clearer and all that. I'm like, I would be an insane person. I start hallucinating, I'd be angry, I'd be vicious, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. I'm
but-
sure there's like a peak where you get over it and all that. Those people are everyone who does that shit is so fucking weird.
it's like, dude, this is it's just like being like, it's like your body needs like food and water to run. Now, you know, you don't want to eat donuts and all that shit, fine.
Yeah.
But like, this is what your body needs: oxygen, food, sustenance, water. Like,
You know the
to
thing
cut
that
those
keeps
things out.
everyone alive? Keep eating that.
Right, just do it. You know, it's like I would imagine. I mean, whatever. You lose 100 pounds and you're in shape. Whatever, do you? I don't give a fuck. But I'd imagine it's probably much more healthy to like. I had a couple meals a day and got like,
Yeah.
you know, some protein in me and shit.
Doesn't happen in 40 days, but it is the
right. Yeah, I guess if you need to lose like 200 pounds in 40 days,
Stop
starve
eating.
yourself.
Pretty good
Yeah,
trick.
eating disorders proven, like tried and true, proven. You know what's one for me? This is a little bit physical, probably physical and mental. I won't even fucking consider a roller coaster or a crazy ride or
Yeah.
anything anymore. All right, I shouldn't say that because I do them because of my kids, but I do not enjoy them.
I haven't been
And I
in the
used to
position
be.
to do one.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I don't,
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
that's-
think
that's
I
the
would.
thing,
I
you
don't
don't-
like. I don't think I'd like. I might do it. Again, I wouldn't be happy about it.
Right.
I might do it to be like, I'll still do it,
Sure.
but like I wouldn't be enjoy. I don't. I've no issue. I've no desire.
Yeah.
To do that.
And then a step further, dizziness, like spinning. If that ride spins, if I were to stand up right now and just spin around, like do dizzy bat, I would be like, I would fall over. Like I don't know, something happened in my brain where like the littlest movement in a circle like throws my whole goddamn balance off. If I were to be on like the Mind Scrambler or the gravity one where you go up on the walls.
Yeah.
Or even when I go on the teacups with my kids, like they're loving it, and I'm just like, I hope you're having fun. I hope you're having fun.
You're pulling the thing the other way.
Yeah,
Keegan's like, we're not
absolutely.
moving fast.
You're goddamn right, we're not. Yeah, I'll still do them, and I'm like trying to remember. Like, I feel like my parents went on like roller coasters with me and shit, but maybe not. Maybe they were
My
like,
dad did. My mom did. My dad did.
and he was like all about it.
Yeah, but like, I would be all about it.
Yeah,
with
you
my
put on a
kids.
strong
You'd
face.
probably, like, get the fucking things off.
Well, and then this ties into one of the worst things I've ever gone through. Well, that's dramatic, but I had my first ever like claustrophobic freak out. I got an MRI the other day. I've had a million MRIs. I've had like 8 surgeries or something. All of them needed an MRI. I've had my like from my neck and my shoulders, like things that you need to be in the tube fully scanned. I used to fucking roll in there, take a nap for a half hour, look around. I'm just thinking about things, no big deal. So I go, and I haven't had one in probably 8 years. I stroll in like thinking the same thing. I was like, all right, let's do this. And I was even like, how long is this? And she was like, 12 minutes. I was like, oh, that's what's cake. I was like, this is no big deal.
Let me get to a commercial break.
And then I lay down, and it goes in. And this is also probably maybe because I'm fucking fatter than I was back when I did it. But for the first time, my shoulders kind of went, And then all of a sudden, I was just like...
Wait, hang on. That's a problem with the medical community. If you can't fit into it.
Well, I couldn't not fit, but I did, yeah. Like, it did.
What does everyone else do?
This is the problem with the extra large thing.
Yeah.
Clothes and MRI tubes. Like, how do actual fat people deal?
That's not like,
Crazy.
we gotta squeeze you in. Like, when you talk about, I have to squeeze me in,
Dude.
I'm a
regular. I'm not in great
mildly
shape,
bigger,
but I'm
but
like,
like
yes, I'm a little bit taller and a little wider than I should be. But that's it. And I can't dress or use medical devices anymore.
They gotta take you to the Bronx Zoo.
Are you weighing me on the fucking elephant scale now too? Give me a fucking break. So that pinches a little bit, and then we get all the way in, and I go, oh, wait a minute, I don't like this at all. I was like, holy fucking shit, and it's weird because I was like, it's not closed all the way. Like my feet are fine, you know, and I know I'm gonna be okay, but my body just like did not react, you know, like it did not listen to that, and all of a sudden I start to sweat. And then I'm sweating, so then it's like dripping on me, and I can't move. First of all, because of the MRI, and also just can't get your arms up to like rub it. So now I have like torture going on because it's just like water torture, you know. And it's you know, those noises are going, and I was just like, oh boy. And then the girl chimed in. She's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, I don't think so. I don't think so. And she took me out for like a break. And I was like, is the air on? They were like, yup. I was like, do you have any a lot of the ones I was in had the radio or music playing or something.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't do that here. And they were like, you got to get through like 5 more scans that are all like 2 minutes. And I was
got 2 minutes in?
right? I did.
12.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Like I did a few minutes.
Oh, you went fast.
Yeah, no, I mean it was instant.
Yeah.
It was instant. It was not like like a, which makes sense to me though. Like if I'm gonna be afraid, I'm gonna be afraid.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
But I was like, I would close my eyes and that would make it worse because I was like, you're trying to trick yourself, you know. So then I would open it and it would actually almost be better, even though the thing was right here. I was just like, I started to think about like what makes the tube work, and I was just trying to distract myself. But the nurse was so nice. She just came out and she just put a hand on my leg. She didn't really rub me or anything.
She went
was
Michael
just like,
Scott on you?
Yeah, he's just, and that made a little bit of a difference. And then, and you know what it really was? It was once she was like, you have like 2 more at 2 minutes. I was like, all right, now I'm good.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, when I was like, am I like 2 minutes in, or like am I like 8 minutes in, or like 2 minutes in? You know what I mean?
Do I live here now?
Yeah. Because if I know there's only a couple minutes left, fine. But if I think there's a couple and it's actually like 10, none of these numbers are really big. I know people have to go on MRIs for like an hour. That would, I don't even know if that ever happened to me. I think I'd have to be like, I can't do it.
Can you knock me out? Do anesthesia for an MRI?
I
sure,
really,
this takes
I
an
never,
hour.
and I kind of, in hindsight, kind of knew that, like, I'm not surprised by it. Because I started having, like, if I saw a movie where someone was trapped in a thing, I would be like, it would fuck with me. In recent years, where I'd be like, if that was me, I would bug the fuck out.
Really?
And I used to watch those things being like, I don't give a shit.
Ryan Reynolds like recently tweeted about Buried, which I loved, and I think I'd have a hard time watching that now.
That's the one where he's just in the coffin the whole time?
Yeah.
See, like, I don't know if I could do that.
It would be a stressful watch.
And imagine, I don't know, doing it. Like,
Oh, you mean physically, like, being the actor?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I guess.
I would, when we went to the funeral museum, I was like, I'd get in the casket. But that's like...
With the clothes and everything?
Yeah, but like, I mean, that's in the middle of fucking noon on a Tuesday. Like,
yeah, you know,
once I hear dirt hit the top, maybe we're in a different
that
story.
I mean, what you're talking about is fucking insanity. No way. But it's weird. It's like, I know I'm okay, but it's just, I don't know. My brain's like, what if the latch gets stuck?
Yeah,
I don't know. What if John decides to play
What if I'm in a
prank on me?
1940s refrigerator and I'm a kid
That
playing
is
hide and seek?
One of the craziest things. I have to be honest, if my kid died that way, I'd be like, you dumb motherfucker. Especially after a bunch of kids died that way.
The kid would haunt you. What'd you put a lock on it for?
Why do we need to lock the fridge? That was, I mean, I wonder how many, can you Google how many people died in refrigerators in like the 40s and 50s? Because in my mind, it's like thousands.
Yeah.
It's like every other day
It was
there's a
an
dead kid
epidemic.
on the block. Yeah.
It was like in the 90s getting kidnapped.
But
Just part of the culture.
Because
Dude, if you grew up in the 90s, you lost a friend to kidnapping.
39.
39 total?
54 children were trapped. 39 died.
In like America, like the whole shebang.
in from 54 to 56.
That's like the 6 cigarettes thing. No
Gross.
big deal.
50 kids.
Those
died?
kids were gonna die like
That doesn't
either
change.
way.
That doesn't change anything for me.
like, and it was it was refrigerators that were like outside, right? Like being thrown
They'd be
out or
like
something?
they'd be in like landfills.
Right. And then they would be like,
Stop
let's
playing in
play.
the landfills, you fucking maniacs.
What game are you even playing?
How many kids have died from fucking needles in landfills? I bet it beats those old fridges.
Totally.
What's considered a landfill? Because I might have played in a few landfills. And hey, you climb on rocks, it's a fucking fun time. If that's what I'm thinking of.
What else? Any other?
We've
Now,
had,
wait. You keep going, but I'm interested to hear from the young people if they like feel any of these things. Or...
I said boobs are better than butt, which isn't
That's crazy.
It's not look, that depends on who it is. There's some boobs you go, whoa, mama.
Yeah.
But I never really used to do that. It's more like I don't think one's better than the other. It's more like I appreciate a nice boob.
Okay, that I can understand.
Yeah.
I almost think it's sort of like anything, and this applies to sex too. It's like you get bored of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I was an ass man. I always will be an ass man. But also, you're like, it's like steakhouses. I'm going to put that on my list.
Yeah.
I used to say to myself, I could eat steak and potatoes, and I can. If you put steak and potatoes in front of me for the rest of my life, I'd be okay. But I used to gear up for a steakhouse meal like, I'm going to enjoy every second of this. And now I'm like, yeah, I know, the cream spinach and the mashed potatoes, and it comes with the side sauces. And, like, I get it. It's just not. Now I'm like, I would much rather have like even like a good salmon or like just an interesting dish or whatever. That to me is kind of like, yeah, like ass always plays. But let me take a look at like the exotic menu.
Yeah,
and those are tits for me now, which is kind of backwards because I think boobs are like the most American, like in pop culture it's like boobs.
Boobs, yeah.
But almost to me it like flipped. Ass became like
It definitely did.
Yeah.
And then I think it partly with the like fashion, like how they're now. It's almost like
you were gonna say fascist.
with like every ass is a great ass now. Where it's
Yeah.
like you're inundated with it.
That
It's
is
too much ass.
That sucks.
Right?
That really sucks for like the J-Los and like Vita Guerra who like had ass,
Yeah.
and they probably were faking it
You
too.
with
but, like,
90s ass. That's different than a fucking pair of Lulu's ass.
Totally.
That's like you walk down the street. Everyone's got
everyone's
ass
got
now.
an ass.
Not everyone's got boob. And I also said that ass, that's nice to see shaking around the club. Boobs will feed your family. That is.
But that's kind of what gets me weird about boobs is when all of a sudden they become udders.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
No, thank you.
You ever caught a glimpse of yourself in a mirror by the bed doing that?
Sucking a tit.
Girls on top of you, you're like. catch a side eye, you're like, Jesus Christ. This is turning into Animal Planet real fucking fast.
I will never forget my worst hookup ever was a girl I went to high school with who I like ran into at the bar post high school. Who we used to be like truly platonic friends. Like I'm a big believer in like that doesn't exist. Like it existed with this girl, at least on my part. I don't know about her. Like I was like, I'm not interested in you. We like randomly run into each other, get drunk, start hooking up, and I just sucked on those tits for way too long. Just way too long. Like to me that should be like a kiss almost, It's like you just kind of like
Yeah.
like, get in there, get in, like
Check a
it's
box.
on your way down, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I don't know what was going on, but I just didn't stop.
Just play slap the bag with them bangs.
I think I was stalling. I think I was buying time because I was like, am I really gonna fuck her? Like, is this gonna happen? And I was like, I don't have a condom, but would she care? And like, I don't know. I was like in my head because it was like, this is someone I've known forever, so I have to like do it right or whatever. And I'm pretty sure, as I remember it, I think she passed out. I remember leaving.
I sucked the soul out of your body.
I'll suck you to sleep, girl. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive. I remember walking out with her, like, I remember being like, all right, she's like too drunk and passed out, like, I'm gone. But it was like mid titty sucks. It was like,
right, I
It's
guess
like,
so.
did you pass out or did I like suck you to sleep? Did I like lullaby you, just like. I remember walking out there being like, "What did
the
I just do?"
massager? I was like, this is really relaxing. Like vibrations. You sound like a Buddhist monk. Dude, I'm glad you said the stalling. The stalling is another aspect of the anti-period sex. Like, you can't take away my one move. What am I gonna do when I almost come?
What? Wait, go down on you?
I
Mean?
can't go down.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like I got nothing.
I'm like, I'm literally having sex with two hands tied behind my back right now. Got one fucking move here. When it's
Took away my finisher.
Yeah.
I'm a hands guy, and you know you can't do that either,
Bro.
You
You end up like fucking Rose the Whippicator. He's got a fucking
wiping it down.
You got the headboard just like Jesus Christ.
Where's Pavs go?
He just stepped out.
I want to hear from a young guy point of view if all this shit is like when you guys are.
Yeah, Pavs is like,
there he is.
Have you
Come on
heard-
back in.
Here.
Have you been listening to what we're talking about?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. Great job. Great job.
not even a little bit.
What about you, Jackie? Have you gotten old, or do you feel like you're getting old, or do I don't know? Just what do you think about this? Not even thinking about a mic. You know. Just maybe go in a different room altogether. Who knows?
I haven't fully been paying attention. I'm not gonna.
You guys are great.
What are you guys doing
You
here?
guys are great.
Wait, but you're about just getting old and everything like that?
Yeah.
I agree with what you say about period sex. Like, I'm not.
Hold on. That mic just clearly doesn't have a cord in it.
That's true.
Sorry, I didn't record.
I don't know if that's as clear. I'll give you that one.
I heard the part about boobs.
Yeah, you did.
Young man.
I'm gonna flip flop. Like you're like, I think maturity is like an ass is like the top thing, but then you like float back to boobs.
Yeah, I think
And
it
that's, like,
starts
double
as boobs,
maturity.
and then goes
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah.
And then you maybe are like, let me like pay like be all inclusive. Let me,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
pay attention to the boobs.
I've hit a point where, like, the sucking on boobs thing is just like, it's an ick for me now. It's just like, what are you, a fucking child? Like,
Yeah.
It just feels like there's like a
the
baby.
problem is that there is a
That's what getting older is. You're reverting back to childhood, like infancy. Not even
Yeah.
childhood, infancy.
yeah.
Like I don't even want a nice barrel. I'm sloppy. I'd be vain. Where's Gianna Michaels at?
Those dinner plate nipples with some blue veins. Yeah, I could see for a girl kind of being like, well, that's actually not true. I feel like some chicks like their nipples touched
But I
and
also
shit,
I don't have feeling in my nipples.
Oh, that's right. So it's
Breast
truly
reduction.
like,
So now it's
whatever,
just
bro.
like, if you like it, go ahead. You do you. I'm numb.
I'm up here doing my nails.
So you know what we're doing here. This is for you. If you should tell someone that and be like, "That's really perverted."
No, I have.
This is exclusively for you.
I have told somebody that, and then they still, and I was like, "Go off, queen."
Imagine that if you're like, if you get a blowjob, you tell a girl, you're like, "By the way, I don't feel anything." She's kept
This
going.
dick in his mouth
You're like,
is
what the
for
fuck
you."
is wrong with you, you lunatic?
Yeah.
Well, to me though, like when if you like hook up or fuck a girl with a great ass, it's like involved in the sex, kind of. You know what I mean? Like the butt.
Yeah.
You don't have to like literally have anal sex, but like the ass is there,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
bouncing off of you, grabbing it. Like the if you have a great set of boobs, it's like I'm just gonna suck on it. I guess you could fuck them, but that's you want to talk about young man game is titty fucking.
Dude, I did that once in college. I
Yeah,
think.
it's like this is crazy. This is absurd. Straddling your chest. I'm sitting on your chest.
Babs did that like recently, apparently. That one really hit home.
One more thing about boobs, real quick.
Babs, I'm gonna put my headphones back on in a second, but I'm just.
One more thing about boobs. Like, what's the deal with
why is it so nice to like put your face in it? Like then why I think it was somebody talking about it the other day. Like we don't do we have like nerves in our face, like something that's like I know we like putting our face in a pillow.
And he was making it up. And Glennie was like, "Great point."
But I made me think about it. It's just
When
something.
you're citing T-Pain and Glennie,
Pat's was just talking like it was a fucking
like a doctor.
like a peer-reviewed report. T-Pain wasn't wearing a shirt at the time.
It made me think. It was like, why is it just unbelievable?
Bro, I remember because I was so like, what the fuck is everyone doing? Because T-Pain was like, I think Caleb asked T-Pain, why is motorboating so good? And you're right, there is, not for Kevin because it's a little too claustrophobic. But
You don't actually motorboat.
No, but
Yeah,
sometimes
okay.
you
I
just
was gonna
like
say.
gotta get in there.
Yeah.
I just like being. I like being like when I get hungover. I fucking like I don't do it so much anymore. But when I had like a real hangover back in the day, I just fucking bury my head in the couch cushions.
Oh yeah.
I just like the
Pressure,
full
yeah.
compression.
Yeah.
I just kind of do that with a boob every night, very rarely, but here and there. But Glenn, I think Caleb was like, "Why is motorboating so good?" And T-Pain's like, "You got a lot of senses in your face," and he was like, Caleb was like, "Do you?" And he's like, "Sense of smell, sense of taste, sense of sight." And Glennie's like, "That's a great point." Forgot hearing. He forgot hearing. He only listed 3 of the senses. And he's like, Glennie's like it wasn't a one time. Like that was probably half the interview. Glennie's like, Glennie's like, that's unbelievable. That's the greatest point I ever heard.
Yeah, I think the motorboating is that's a young man's game. I think that a lot of that is. Yeah. Let me just get your boobs. Either way, though, the main thing is this is why we need to open up our own college, our own university that really prepares you for life, because you don't get told these things. You don't know that like when you get old, some of the shit's gonna happen to you. You know.
Yeah.
Like in general, the roller coaster thing, the dizzy thing, the claustrophobia thing can all be put under the umbrella of like being afraid. Like I used to not be afraid of like anything really, not like in a macho way, but it was just like I was not anxious. I didn't have nerves. I didn't like, and now I do. Now like everything is like I wake up at night in the middle of the night in like a panic. I can't sleep at night. I overthink things. I think the worst about shit. You know what I mean? And it's just and I'm sure some of that's individual, but a lot of people like on the internet, feedback, friends I know, all when I talk about these things, they're like, dude, totally. Like I used to sleep through the night like a baby. Now I wake up every night worried about. And there's probably just more shit to worry about in life as you get older. But I don't know. It's just like they didn't tell me that I was gonna become a fucking pussy.
It is it's kind of like when you're a kid. When you're a kid, I'm just keep saying kid. If you're born one day younger than me, that's what I'm referring to.
Mm-hmm.
And it like I think it's like not one day, but when you're like your mid-20s, late 20s. It's easier to like I'm talking about the roller coasters and all this shit. Like it's easier to die if that makes sense. There is
when you're a kid.
When you're when you're a little bit younger.
You're 20. Let's say you're 22. You're just like I can die and I'm okay.
There's like something more romantic about it. If I die now, it's just depressing.
Yeah, we talked about like how young you have to be tragic.
Yeah, it's like there's a romantic aspect. That's why like no one cares about dying. You're like and then when you realize you're like oh now it's just fucking I'm a little old.
Now you
young.
You didn't die young enough to be like in a blaze of glory and be remembered and have the tragedy sympathy.
Right.
And you didn't live long enough to experience everything. You just
you
just had a shitty time at the party.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like
you didn't Irish goodbye. Everyone was like, you got a good night's sleep.
Right,
Dude. Like,
right.
You're just kind of like, I got a buzz. I don't feel great.
And you didn't go home with the girl at the end of the night.
Right,
You just puked at like after your 5th beer.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
I forget what movie it is, but like they're like it's like there's obviously something romantic about wasted youth. There's nothing romantic about like wasted middle age.
Yeah, totally.
It's just like all right.
The middle decades, man. I feel like 40s particularly, but like 30s and 40s.
Like, I can die and no one really cares.
Yeah.
So
50.
I guess I'll not die.
50, you can be old enough.
It's the ultimate spite. Like I'll die as a kid. I don't give a fuck. I'll make everybody sad.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'll be a tragedy.
Once there isn't a like line at your wake, Like when a young person does, the lines are on the block forever.
You're in the
Once it's like,
newspaper,
I don't know,
like-
my close family would come.
Right.
And that's about
maybe
it.
they're inconvenienced with the travel, probably not.
Right.
You know what it is because you can't when you're in your 50s and then certainly thereafter, you can like look great for your age.
Yeah.
You can still be young at heart, like, oh, he still parties, he still travels, he looks great. He doesn't look a day over this. He still acts like a young man. When you're 30s and 40s, you act younger, you act older than you are. You know what I mean? It's like you should be young enough that you're still in shape and you're traveling, and you're having fun and you're happy. And instead, those are usually the periods of time where you start putting on weight, you start developing all these anxiety things. It's almost like things are, and then hopefully you're 50 and you start to like, hopefully you figure it out and it reverses. And then all of a sudden you could be the silver fox or the distinguished gentleman. But when you're like 42, you're just like, oh, that guy used to have hair. He used to be skinny. He used to be fun. He used to be cool. Now he's just like a dad who, can't go in an MRI tube or whatever. So I think those decades are like you're older. You live older than your age shows. And then when you get older, it's the opposite. You can live younger than your age shows. But, those middle decades suck.
Another thought, but
Jackie's coming in just still talking about sucking tits.
No. No.
Continued that
I
conversation.
can't feel shit. No. I recently, I would, if a guy came over, I would, clean my apartment and everything, and, it'd be so clean. But now I hit a point where, if it's, should we go to yours or mine? And I just cleaned, I'm like, well, I don't want to,
Mess
dirty
it
it
up.
up.
Yeah.
And it's if I get it, professionally cleaned, it's, normally I would be like, oh, my God, he's got to think I'm, so, perfect, put together, clean and
Yeah,
everything. But
yeah.
now it's,
I'd
don't
rather just
know.
actually,
I
I'd
just
rather
wanna,
actually
sleep
be
in-
clean than have the appearance
Exactly,
of clean.
exactly.
Yep,
exactly.
yep, that's a good one. You know what? Along those lines, it was a joke that I made for, it's a hacky joke everybody makes, and then eventually you understand it. The cleaning before the cleaning lady is a real ass thing, where it's like, I don't want you to spend your time on this dumb shit. I want you to scrub the inside of the fridge or something, so I will pick up the toys that are on the floor.
Mine isn't even that, so it's just that I'm embarrassed.
Well, that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll fucking gaslight my brain into forgetting what day the cleaning person's coming.
Okay.
So I'll leave for work early, and I'll just go sit in a coffee shop. I hope it was today. So
'Cause you don't wanna see them,
So it
yeah.
actually still is a little messy.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
that. I don't know if that's an age thing or just what, but the shame / awkwardness I feel for anybody who's doing any sort of service for me. If you're cleaning my apartment, if you're a handyman, working in my apartment, if you, I don't know, whatever. If you're the person who does my laundry, all that shit, I'm I over tip you, and I'm super gracious, and I'm that was, you just caught me at a bad time. I don't always look like this or whatever. I'm sure they don't give a fuck.
oh, I tell you exactly how little the fuck they give, Kevin. I live next to my dry cleaner, a couple doors down. I probably go once a week. I do laundry in my apartment, but I get a lot of shit dry cleaned. I can't figure out how to keep pants not wrinkled, so I get all my pants dry cleaned.
I'm with you, dude. I used to start dry cleaning hoodies and shit because it was I'm gonna wash this, it's gonna shrink, and it's $100 hoodie that I love, and it's gonna be ruined. So
Anything that's nice, I just get dry cleaned.
dry cleaned, absolutely.
I basically
that actually might be a little bit of an older thing too. Is either taking care of your shit and also things like that, where it's just if you have or getting spending money on your haircut, spending money on your dry cleaning, just being if you have nice things and you want it to be a nice way, you got to do this.
I got two now. So I go to the dry cleaners once a week, right? Two Asian people, married couple. It's they're so nice. It's the highlight of my day, my week. It's they're hi. I'm what's up? I don't know why they're their names, but we get very gregarious with each other. I saw they also do delivery, and I guess the older man was hand delivering a package on whatever on the street, and I lit up like a Christmas tree. I went to wave, and he had no idea who I was.
None.
Bro, it wasn't like seeing your teacher at the market kind of deal. I was 3 fucking steps from my door. He was 9 steps from his. And he's like, dude, outside of this building, I don't fucking know you at all, man. At all.
They all look the same.
I've thought about it. I've thought about it. That was probably a couple weeks ago. I've thought about it every day.
No, they don't give.
Because I walk by, I wave to him, and like I'm like,
and the thought that
bro,
they would not only like that they would remember you, that they would also be like judging you or whatever.
Yeah,
they go,
yeah.
that's the guy who can't even do his own laundry. It's like, they don't give a fuck. Think about how much you care about other people. 0.
Yeah.
You know, it's you know.
The
So, these are all lessons to learn, I guess, as you get older in life.
The other one, and this was a more recent discovery where I just started getting like my facial hair trimmed. I don't call it a beard, but whatever. I just get it trimmed because I would always have like all uneven and all that shit everywhere.
Yeah.
But I got it trimmed today, and I get it trimmed at this place. We're all gonna have to follow them on social media because I'm definitely one of their models now. Where like they had one guy cutting hair, right? He was getting his hair cut. I walked in today, just a regular appointment, at 11 o'clock this morning, and my guy was waiting for me on the steps, and I was like, "What's up, Mike? What's up, John? How you doing?" We'll go in, and there's like a camera set up on this one guy getting his hair cut, and I was like, "Oh, they're doing like a commercial or something." So I get quiet, go over to my barbershop thing, lay down, blah blah blah, I'm doing it all up. Guy's got the gyro camera and everything. Just comes over, he's right in my face, and I was like, "Oh, this is everyone. They're doing this to everybody." Like for sure, they're making
can't
like
wait to see your awkward grill on the.
for sure making like a highlight reel. Never asked me, never did nothing.
No.
And I'm in a barber's shop chair. Like
sign a waiver
you
or
can do
something.
whatever you want to me. Like
Put a finger in my ass.
Like,
Yeah,
there's
that's part of it.
nothing I'm gonna do. And so I was just like, this guy's doing like the rap video, like
Yeah. To watch like your beard get like snip. You're good.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
done.
yeah.
Get out of here.
Dude, I went to get it done. I couldn't get an appointment at the place I go to, and it was right before I went to Amsterdam, and I was like, I gotta get a little trim here. And I walked in, I was like, can I get like a 3? And he's like, it's a 3. And I was like, can I get like a 2.5? He's like, yeah, 2.5. You're not gonna notice a difference. It's like, all right, dude, just shave my fucking face. Whatever it takes. Who cares?
One thing I got to talk about on today's podcast, I guess, sort of relates to, you know, as you get older. We're talking about the wine, like paying for things, paying more money for things that matter. In that same vein, I have found myself embroiled in a whole new feud. At like the top of the list almost. I mean, we're talking blindos and hondos and the WBC and the Catholic Church. I am going to war with the Florists. This video I made over the weekend has 1 million views.
Really?
A fucking million. On my regular account, not even on the Barstool account, on my personal page, 1 million views. I was going to Shay's recital. I made this thing as a complete throwaway video. I was almost not even going to post it. I was just like, I picked up flowers at the flower shop, florist, whatever, for Shay for her recital, because you just have to do that. Shay doesn't want flowers. Nobody fucking wants flowers. It's this cumbersome burden that you now have to carry around with you. And so if you didn't see the video, I guess we'll run it here. But I said they started with how much do you want to spend, which I think is a bullshit way to like corner your fucking customer. You know what I mean? It's almost like what are we on the honor policy here? Like, tell me what the fucking menu is. You know what I mean? What do I get for the money? So I paid $50 and I got like 5 flowers, and it looked fine. But I was like, you probably would have given me the same thing for 60 or 70 or 75. Because, you know, most of us can't really tell the difference. And so I said the florists are scammers, which got a lot of people being like, you know, not only that, but the phone company scammers, like the delivery services, the upcharges on weddings. Like, there's a lot in the flower community that is, like, truly scammable shit. What I was talking about was, I do believe it, but it's a little more tongue-in-cheek, being like, I was saying big flower and shit like that. I was like joking, you know?
Yeah.
Clearly, enough people believe this, agreed with this, and shared this with florists that I've got small business flower shops coming out of the woodwork, like staunchly defending their entire industry, which is like the first red flag. If you got to tell us all why, you're so valuable and why everything you do is extra money, that's probably, your first indication that there's an issue. But my God, you would think these people are like, stopping the apocalypse. Like the flowers are the most important thing in the goddamn world. Flowers are, I was joking about it, but if you really want to get into it, flowers are the biggest scam in the world. They're just this completely made up luxury that nobody gives a fuck about really at the end of the day.
I
would say
this could be an older thing. I like a nice flower. I don't ever have it, but I
would
do think
say-
it brightens a room.
I would say, like, now, okay, let me rephrase. Not that, yes, because, people, the smell of flowers, it can brighten a room. I'm not ignorant enough to just be like, flowers are stupid. What I'm talking about is, like, the difference in flowers and bouquets and all that shit. I would say the vast, vast majority of the world won't really give a fuck if it's, like, this bouquet or that bouquet.
Yeah.
This flower or that flower. 6 versus 10, or like the.
It's almost like a plate at a Michelin restaurant where you're like, what the fuck am I going to do with all this?
Yes.
Like the one time I've gone to a florist, there were sticks and fucking pussy willows. And I was like, what the fuck?
You're giving me like a little mini forest.
You're making it look more impressive. I will give you that. But like
That's
just
your,
when I get home, I have to throw us all away.
Totally. That is my point, is that so all of these florists are responding by listing all the things they do. And I'm like, that was your decision. You have upcharged for all of this perceived added value that most people don't want. I don't need all the fucking sticks and baby's breath and this and that. Like, to be honest, I just need it because it's a social thing that we've agreed upon, that on Valentine's Day or Mother's Day or on an anniversary or a birthday or at a dance recital or at, whatever thing where you give flowers, you have to give flowers. And if you don't, you're kind of the asshole. I don't care whether it's big, small, this, that. I need to just check the box. And 90% of them are going to go, thank you, throw it in the garbage. The other 5% are going to put it in a vase for a couple extra days and then throw it in the garbage. And the last 5% of the people who are like, this is amazing. And those people love this little niche. But the rest of us, and like it's proof positive by like the grocery stores now. You can get like really, it used to be like trash. Now you can get like nice bouquets, and because they're a big ass business, they can charge you less. So now the flower shops are now reverting to like the small business argument, where I'm like, okay, yeah, you're gonna charge me a fuck ton more money, and I have to keep you in business.
Yeah.
Okay. If that's what it comes down to. Save your local flower shops because, well, I don't know. You went into the wrong business. You went into a crazy business where you had to rely on people paying tons of money for a fucking thing that's gonna die in a couple days. That's your bad, you assholes. The amount of people talking like, I pay, you got to pay for the shipping from another country and then the treatments and I was like, I get all that. I just don't care about that. You do. So just give me the fucking whatever flowers and let's move the fuck on. And then they all, at the end, they're like, so you pay for all that and then you're paying for my talent, my art, my, presentation. And I'm like, oh. Another thing I don't give a fuck about, and 99% of people can't tell.
You guys get a pair of scissors and just go outside wherever Shay's recital is. Fucking.
Honestly, probably could.
Get some. What is it?
There's a fucking dandelion.
Parchment paper.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Wax paper. Yeah.
I'll get some parchment paper and some. Is it dandelions? What's the ones you blow away?
Yeah, dandelions.
Dandelions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done.
Dandelions and daffodils. But those are two like charities when you were a kid. Was daffodils
I think was
daffodils,
yellow ribbon or some shit.
A couple daffodils, a couple dandelions.
Call it a fucking day. These people are. I mean, they are hot though, and there's no sign of slowing down.
Really?
It's only ramping up. But everybody who is, a lot of people are just like, yeah, man, like this is a fucking scam. We're with you. Like we get it. And then the other side is all florists. There's not one regular person being like, no, I see their side of it. It's either you're in this industry and you need to prove your worth and tell people why they need to continue to spend money on shit that you don't give a fuck about, or you're a regular person. So
you
fuck
were
the
like
florists.
the medical community is kind of a scam, and a bunch of doctors like, no, Band-Aids do cost $40.
but even, what, some people were like comparing it to other shit, and I was like, all the other things they were comparing it to was like but that provides like utility. There's like a reason for that. This is just an agreed upon thing that's like it makes you happy, you know? Like it's you people just agree that flowers mean I care or whatever.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's, you know what I mean? Why is that flower over this flower more expensive, or this plant? It's just like because we say so, you know? So it's like art.
What's money?
Well, but then a lot of people said like it's like art, and I was like, yeah, the other biggest fucking scam industry in the world. It's all like the money laundering, fucking, you know, tax evading industry. Sure, it's like art. I agree, you goddamn assholes. So fuck the florists.
It's nice having you argue on a platform that like I can't just track, because normally it would be like I'd see on TweetDeck that you are getting 100 tweets an hour. You arguing on Instagram, I like.
Yeah, me too. Me too, because like I see enough of it. Part of me doesn't like it because I used to be able to like really hone in on like, all right, what's the other side's exact argument? Like I put all these tweets together. I know they're exact. You know, this is just like I said. I just see a few florists being like, no, support our business. And so I'm like, but if for my mental health, it's so much better.
Yeah.
I would have been in the last, like, when did I make that video? On like Friday, I think it was. No, Sunday. I would have been the last like 2-3 days. I probably would have sent 120 tweets about flowers.
You would
I
have
would have
been
sent hundreds of tweets about the floral. I would have been looking up like the import-export rate of flowers from the South American rainforest or some shit.
You would have been
so.
buying flowers from down the block and just smashing them.
Yeah, totally. I still
Here's
might do
your
that.
art.
Still might do that.
Turo is the world's largest car sharing marketplace. With Turo, you can book any car you want for just about any occasion from a community of local hosts across the U.S., Canada, and Australia. You can book an SUV for a road trip, get the boys together, go hit a festy this summer. You can get something easy and affordable for getting around on vacation. You can get a truck if you're moving. You can test drive an EV. You can get vintage car, something classy for a special event or photo shoot. You don't even need it to be a special event or a photo shoot, because we kind of talked about it before. I think it should be a summer thing. Everyone do one weekend in a vintage car, in a classic car, do something like that. It will change the way you live. You'll be driving down the street, old dudes are giving you thumbs ups, getting waves, doing car waves. There is nothing better than doing a car wave. You can do that with Turo. You can get a Mustang. You can get a Chevelle. You can get, I don't know any other classic cars, 'cause I'm not a car guy, but I drive a Mustang sometimes, and in that I feel cool. Every trip is backed by liability insurance. Terms, conditions, and exclusions do apply. Find your drive. Forget boring rental cars at Turo.com.
And the other lesson I think that today's just all about lessons and growing older. The other ultimate lesson is always take the money.
Yeah.
Always take the money. Secure the bag.
This
The guys
was-
of the PGA Tour must be livid.
If I was Tiger Woods, I'd have someone killed.
Absolutely.
What's his name? Jay Monahan?
Yep, Jay Monahan,
I'd
the
have
PGA
killed.
Tour commissioner.
Tiger's got I'll kill you money. I'd have him killed.
Tiger, yes. Even more than him, though, because he's set, you know?
But,
is the guy
bro,
who was
he's
like
turned down $8 billion.
$1 billion. $1 billion.
$1 billion.
He's like worth $1 billion. It's like I would have doubled my money. And I said
Because
no
like
to you.
it's like to I don't know if it was outright lying or whatever
Oh,
they
it
did.
was. Yeah,
like,
yeah. Well,
but,
so if you don't know the story.
Yeah, I don't know yet.
So LIV Golf is the competitor to the PGA Tour that came up. It started in 2021. I would have said it was like this year.
LIV?
Yeah, it feels fast to me.
I would have said about a year. So I guess
Yes,
it was 2 years.
2021, yes, about 2 years. They started this rival tour to the PGA Tour that was backed by the Saudi Arabian like
They call it
PIF,
some very weird like something
investment fund.
Yeah.
Something investment fund. What Saudi Arabia's absolutely trying to do is what they call sports washing, where it's like we get in bed with the sports league that everybody loves and we fund it, and people forget about the fact that we are like, you know, a terrorist country that violates human rights left and right every day because hey, we like golf. That's 100% what they're doing. That we can all agree upon, right?
Yeah.
Like that's facts. So they come in with endless amounts of money, and they pry away a few of the biggest golfers in the PGA Tour last year. And then all of a sudden it became this PGA Tour versus LIV Golf, where the PGA Tour shouting from the mountaintops, Saudi Arabia funded 9/11. They're a terrorist country. If you take their money, you're condoning that behavior. You're part of the problem. What about loyalty? What about morality? All that shit.
Dude, Jay Monahan hit us with a pure never forget.
Never forget 9/11. I have personal family, friends, 2 families close to me lost someone in 9/11. I remember his quote was like, "You'll never have to apologize for being a PGA Tour golfer. What about if you're a LIV golfer?" All that stuff. Fast forward, Brooks Koepka wins the one of the majors, so now all of a sudden a LIV golfer has won a major. Also, I spoke to Frankie. He was breaking down for me how right now LIV Golf is suing the PGA Tour for being a monopoly. There's all these like antitrust laws that they're violating. That like LIV was apparently gonna win. Like PGA Tour was like, yeah, this is a monopoly. Like they're doing tampering, they're undercutting, they're doing all these things to like control the entire market. That it sounds like PGA Tour was gonna lose, and on the verge of losing that. Not only would that just be like, you know, you lost and there's a huge egg on your face. Also, it sounds like during the litigation process, all the emails and all the texts and everything that would expose you for being the hypocritical assholes that you are were gonna leak. So rather than lose this lawsuit, rather than have all that information out there, they cave. Over the last 7 weeks, Jay Monahan, the PGA commissioner, and his like henchmen all negotiate this with LIV. No players involved. It was all secret. They found out like today, like yesterday.
On Twitter.
Yeah, they found out when we found out that their league is now joining up with LIV to make one giant tour. After just, a matter of 6 months, 9 months, a year ago, turning down each of them, hundreds of millions of dollars. The total amount was $2.1 billion that was offered to PGA golfers that they turned down in the name of loyalty and morality, and we don't want to be perceived as supporting terrorism.
They have to get money now, right? Like PGA has to make them
whole. Yeah,
so, you probably can't make them whole, but like Tyler turned down $1 billion.
Mm-hmm. What are they going to do? I mean, how are you going to do that?
I fucking call up the prince.
So this
he has I think they have their that fund. If I remember, was it $260 billion?
Yeah,
something like that.
And that's probably like on the low end. Like,
yeah.
Like when you hear about some of these, you hear about the richest man in the world, it's Bezos, it's Elon Musk, blah blah blah. Everyone's always like asterisk. The sultans have like trillions of dollars.
Right.
Jay Monahan's a piece of shit. He played the 9/11 card so many times, only to turn around and do the same thing. That the same way I could absolutely understand Saudi Arabia's sports watching and they're an asshole. You can understand, you have to understand that Jay Monahan is a hypocritical asshole. Those are the two sides you can absolutely agree upon. What I will say, I don't want to say I sympathize with him or feel bad for him because he is human garbage. But what do you do if an investment group, what do you do if a terrorist organization with infinite money decides to just bomb into your sport? Like, how do you stop it?
You can't, and that's why
that's why you just merge with them and take the money and recognize that there's no such thing as clean money. Every money's dirty.
You can never have morals.
Right.
You just can't have morals.
Otherwise, you're gonna lose your. Like, if he really had morals, he would lose because I think LIV was gonna not take over, but disrupt enough that the PGA was gonna lose its standing, and so you either had to stand up for morality and lose, or be about the money and
but even
survive.
Standing up for morals, I obviously on Twitter there's tons of people and all that stuff. Even that at the lowest level, you're being a hypocrite. At a very young age, indoctrination gets thrown around a lot. We start taking blood money immediately.
Always.
Look at my fucking shoes.
Yep.
Look at my fucking phone. You want to
the
talk about
car you drive, the oil, whether it's sweatshops or oil or fucking pharmaceutical, big business, every dollar is dirty.
Right.
It's just a matter of how much you want to talk about it. We just don't, we're just we know about sweatshops, we just don't care.
And
But if someone hammers you over the head publicly in an interview and says, "Why do you wear your Nikes? They're from sweatshops," and you're well,
you're right. I don't it doesn't consume my day, but if you put me on the spot, you're right. I wish this didn't come from a sweatshop.
Right.
But
the difference is those guys didn't say that. They said 9/11. You're a terrorist.
That's what the $400 million is for.
Right.
You don't
right.
get it.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? That's what the money's for.
That is
true. To fucking. I'm sure in their heart of hearts they want to go. Yeah, fucking sucks. If it was up to me, this money would have come from God himself.
Right.
But it
purest
didn't.
Mother Mary, like, no sin. But yeah, you can't. That's why I can't believe these golfers take these interviews. The only way you could come out looking. No, you can't even look good. The only way you can be real in that interview is to say, I recognize that we are talking about sponsorship money and billions of dollars that is dirty one way or another. That every government, every company, every consumer, everything is in bed with something immoral. And I am a golfer I'm not here to stop that. I can't affect that. I'm just here to like make money for me and my family. Like, but then you look like an asshole. So you can't tell the truth. You can't also lie and be like, like act like it's not dirty money. I mean, did you see Bryson DeChambeau on CNN?
I did watch that, yeah.
When she said, what do you say to the families of 9/11 that, you're in bed with the people who funded that attack? And he said, nobody's perfect.
Yeah. Nobody's perfect is a crazy.
Nobody's perfect is
crazy thing
nuts.
to say.
He said nobody's perfect, and there's a lot of bad information out there. Like what? That they were involved in 9/11? Like that's pretty much just information. That I could not believe that some publicist wasn't like, we're breaking up.
Yeah.
The TV's not working. See you later.
You should have started chugging that drink. Whatever.
That was so weird. He kept sipping that.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like clearly just empty.
He should have done the big guy. I'm frozen.
He's talking into a can. About time for a commercial break. I'll tell you what.
Perfect.
I can't wait to see fucking NFL players start doing those interviews. Because if you think the PGA Tour was the first one that fucking Crown Prince is gonna buy,
yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
They
what
start
happens to
buying-
these other leagues when, if a terrorist sultan comes in and says, "I'll pay you $100 million a year in any sport," they're coming.
they started with golf. It's happening with soccer.
For
Right?
sure, soccer. I think it'll happen in basketball in some way because it's so global.
Which China,
China,
like
yep.
you guys are. I mean,
It was just
they're already
so-
basketball's already doing it with China.
It was just so
that happened with
blunt
LeBron,
and
where he's
blatant
like,
the way, though.
I don't know about the
Yeah.
Uyghurs.
Right.
I don't know.
But that was a little more subtle than like, it would be like if these sultans just swooped in and like bought a team or something. It's hard because of the individual aspect of golf.
But the NFL already did that. They used I don't think the NFL is like the next one, but it's like gonna happen. Like the NFL this past year, I believe, altered their rules where it used to have to be you were an individual to buy a team. Now public funds can buy a team
to get that money.
And people were like, that's explicitly for
so
the Prince can buy a team. Like that one rule change makes him able to buy a team.
But you know what? I mean, like, it's almost like the flowers. Like, it's just something we all agree upon, right? We all agree that you can wear Nikes and have an iPhone and you're not a bad person because we just agree.
So
but
if
we
that's
just
what I'm saying. Like,
agree
don't
that sultans can buy teams.
Don't dump gasoline on yourself right now by going.
You're
It's coming back.
never
Because guess what? It's gonna happen.
Coming. Yeah, it's coming for
gonna
you too.
happen.
That's where again, I don't sympathize, but I can't imagine. I picture this image of like, this guy probably gets paid a shit ton of money, and he operates in the most hoity-toity, bougie industry you can. Everything has gone good for him, and then all of a sudden, Liv starts fucking it up, and like I just picture him like throwing his cell phone against the wall or banging on the table, just being like, why is this happening? Like, why are these fucking terrorists stealing my league from me? Because you just can't. Money talks. Like, those guys were just like, sorry, dude, I'm out. It's too much money. And then to do the 9/11 thing and then turn around and take the same money is fucking insane.
But then that's what I mean. He dumped gasoline on Bill. You're gonna have that, dude. Like, the more I think about it, the NFL might be happening sooner rather than later because there's already whispers about Goodell leaving. They're gonna make him take one more fucking blow.
Yeah.
Like we were saying, like that's what the money's for. Like that's what Goodell's $50 million a year is for.
Yeah.
Is to fucking
talk about the
be
9/11
face stuff.
fucking money that's
And
coming
it's
in.
be
Yeah.
Like, we'll change this one rule. We'll wait a year or two.
Yep.
Man City, welcome to the Las Vegas Raiders or whatever it is. Like it's there. Yes, it's sports washing. It's gonna happen. I'm not like trying to be like a predict the future kind of deal, but like if you were gonna do it, right? Like, wouldn't you start with the hoity-toityest sport where a lot of people who play understand that almost all money is dirty
Cash
money.
rules, yeah.
That would be the easiest one to kind of get in. you don't have to deal with the goddamn fucking maniac rednecks who are
Right,
like,
right.
like they were. Then you maybe you get one more league before
So
then.
that's what I mean. Like once everyone agrees upon something, then it goes away, right? So like in the beginning, some rednecks are gonna be like, never forget, like I'm not watching football anymore. And then it's like, but are you really gonna like boycott your team? Because you're probably not. And the next thing you know, you're just like watching. It's like, I mean, people did it to ad nauseum already with LIV, where it's like pointing out, like, okay, well, these sponsors already work in Saudi Arabia, you know, like you're already watching a product that's supported by them. So what's the difference, you know? And then they go, well, okay,
Right.
you know? And they just start watching again, and then it's just and almost that's not a great thing. Like you said, you wish money was clean, but it's almost better. Like, let's just get this over with.
I have
Let's
to
just fast
participate in
forward.
society.
Right.
I'm not making these choices, but I
have to have sneakers. I have to have a phone. I can't go live in the woods and not watch television created by, you know, evil fucking executives and wear products and use products and consume services and whatever made by, you know, the bad people at the top. Because otherwise you're just sitting in a fucking tent in the woods eating berries. Like
it's basically, again, like it's at much smaller levels, but it's the exact answer a LIV golfer could give, where I'm like, look, I could get sneakers that are fucking made in
Ethically
America.
sourced,
Right?
yeah.
They said I could get a phone. It's inconvenient for me,
Right.
and it's not the best. It's not the best thing for me and the people around me.
So I don't do it.
That's a golfer could just say the same. It's, you know, this is a sneaker and a phone versus $100 million, but it's the same exact answer. At just a very, very different level.
Right. That's a great call. And I think people don't people just can't put themselves. Never let somebody who doesn't have the same offer as you talk you out of that money.
Yeah.
You know? If we both have $100 million from Saudi Arabia and I say, dude, I'm not taking mine and I really don't think you should take yours, still tell me I'm an idiot and take yours. But at least we're in the same boat and it's like I'm putting my money where my mouth is. You know?
Like
some
Rory
other
did it. Rory fucking.
and then turned around and said, this is the best thing for golf.
I think his
quote was
answer
like-
was kind of like, he's like,
Yeah.
again, like in a perfect world.
But like, why? I mean, these guys, I think, are just so much. I think maybe you learn your lesson that it's just about the money, so just shut the fuck up and let this happen. But it would be impossible for me to not go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
If I was Rory McIlroy, I would stand up right now and just be like, these guys told me this, that, and the third thing about loyalty and morality, and then just turned around and did it themselves. That's fucked up. But I'm sure he's saying, I just made this mistake about playing the moral game 2 minutes ago. I'm not going to do it now.
Yeah.
This is good for golf. You know, let me get my money because I don't want the Saudi princes not paying me. They're going to pay everybody, but I'm going to be the guy who still stands up for it.
Yeah.
No one else is. Everyone's caving. Let me just cave too. But man,
houses in Scotland aren't even that expensive, but I fucking still want money.
that is, you know, cash. Always take the fucking money, and then you can't judge people who, like, poor people can't fucking. You can't even wrap your head around it. You can't understand it. That's why you know, these people who are chirping at your boy Harry and Meghan.
I think I'm a Harry and Meghan guy.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna be. I knew you were gonna
Harry
be.
and Meghan guy.
I knew you were gonna be.
It's that dude.
Why? 'Cause they're awful.
There was one that tipped the scales. So it helps that I know I am as ignorant with the Harry and Meghan as you can be. I don't know. They're two people who left the royal family, and that's the extent of my knowledge of Harry and Meghan. But there was an article last night at the New York Post tweeted it. Spotify slashes 200 more jobs after Harry Meghan audio deal fails to pay off. Oof. I read the article. It has nothing to do with them. Right? Like it's just podcasting. Like in the article they mentioned like Rogan and other big names they spent money here, and it's like the streaming service isn't doing well. Like it's the Spotify is set to slash further 200 jobs after Prince Harry and Meghan publicized audio deal fails. It did to rake in expected sum of cash. And it's just like they're listing all the other big names. And it's just, I feel like they've become a catch-all.
Oh, totally.
Where it's just like, we just
blame it on
Harry
Meghan
and Meghan.
Yes.
Where, like, I never thought in a million years I'd be sitting here defending the physical embodiment of colonialism and apartheid and the keepers of all of Africa's prized possessions. But
Well, no, but I mean, technically, they're not. Though they're not that. Like they broke away from that.
Right.
Is
But
what,
that-
is at least that's the bill
they
of
still
goods they're
got the
selling.
blood.
Totally.
But like
and they're
everything
still,
now is like fucking Harry and Meghan. Like what are they? I don't know. What are they doing?
they
Again, I'm very ignorant. So maybe are they doing something particularly bad?
No, I think people don't like them because they do come across. She really is the issue. It's a huge example of like, what did you think you were signing up for?
Yeah.
You know, to be like, you know, they're racist and they're horrible and it's rigid and I can't live like this. It's like,
But that was like 5 years ago now.
well, yeah. No,
Right.
It's just but I mean, so what? You know, like they bounced to America. I think that right away they had like a Hulu deal and the Spotify deal. I think one of those docs came out this year, right? I didn't watch it, but it was like
Netflix.
Netflix. Okay, maybe not Hulu. I think all of those things are bombing. I think I don't think people really people care about them, but they're not invested in them.
Yeah.
No one's gonna sit down and watch us of it.
So that's what I mean. So why are we so worked up? Like every day they're in the headline.
Yeah.
Well, it was like we don't care about them. So
It's
what do we
just-
fucking care about?
Yeah, that's when people say like I don't give a fuck about the Kardashians. Like, well, you spend
But at least
all
their
your
show
time
does
arguing.
well, right? So like we actually don't care.
Yeah.
Why are we caring every day?
Right. Yeah, that is interesting because it's like, but I guess there's a difference between caring and like, I guess it's the level of what you care. Like I know who they are. I don't like what they're doing. I'll argue with my friends about it. I'm not going to give you like an hour of my television time. You know? But they probably might be like when people say like just stop talking about the Kardashians and they'll go away. I'm like no, you know. I think they might go away
They
if,
go away,
if
like-
people just stopped. Like
If we like that, I mean that. If you read that full article, it really has nothing to do with them. The Spotify firings.
It's just like the
It's
industry
akin to me being like, New York City is covered in smoke right now because Harry and Meghan failed to put out the Canadian forest fires.
Right,
Like it's just you're putting their name in a headline.
well, and that might
for
be,
no reason.
I think that's where people get mad at the media because this might be something where it's like Harry and Meghan get clicks.
Yeah.
And then it's a self-fulfilling thing where it's like it gets clicks because it's like it shouldn't. You don't really care, but you do click, and they put it in there enough that you think you care, and
Right.
it just keeps going.
Oh, they're in the news again. It's like
Right.
they're literally not in the news. If you read the article, they're not in the news.
Right.
It's not. It's
They're
nothing
not a
they
part
did.
of it. They just put their
it's
names.
It's
in
just
it.
their names right there.
And they better hope that keeps up because otherwise the alternative is fucking see you later.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and you have no discernible skills. You have no discernible fan base. There's not like Meghan Markle like stands out there.
Suits was
I'm sure
fire.
there's a couple. Suits is fire.
Suits is flames.
And like
I actually didn't finish it, but the first few seasons of Suits, banged.
I feel like Harry's gonna bounce and be like, I'm going back to mom.
You think
she's
so?
dead now, but grandma. I think I could see that. I could see it. I mean, it's her. Like, you know what Harry and Meghan are? They are the like steroid version of like the girl who just comes in and like steals away your friend and changes everything. You know what I mean? Like he was never gonna be king or prince or whatever. He was a prince. He was never gonna be king. He was the wild child. There was a little bit of black sheep going on, but like he was just gonna be there. And then she swooped in and got in his ear. I was like, we have to go, and this is terrible, and your mother wouldn't like it like this. And I don't know whether he bought it or he's just parroting it, but he says all that shit. But it's like, okay, are you sure? Because like you lost everything now. Like you're not at any of the events. You're not in the family, and your career that you thought was going to take off is not. So if he left the royal family and became like a superstar, it'd be one thing. When you're not, it's like.
But that like it's it's what just like what's the point of continuing to talk about them?
I mean,
Because it is like you're right. It's not a superstar. It's not a. I'm not like anti-gossip. It's just like I can't bring myself to care about them. And then when everyone's just like, "Do you see what Meghan and Harry did?" They did a podcast that wasn't super successful.
So here's what happens. Like here's why I think maybe it happens. There still are enough gossip people who just care because it's like you are tangentially still related to the royals. We care. You're rich. You were an actress. You were in this sordid royals thing. I want to see your pictures of your baby. I want to see pictures of you. So the paparazzi still come around.
Yeah.
They then put out a headline saying we were in a high-speed chase for our lives
Right.
against the paparazzi, which makes people go, fuck you, shut the fuck up. No, you weren't. And then the people who maybe do sympathize with them respond to that and say, no, it was dangerous. And that it's just like, it's this circle, you know what I mean? Where it's like, it's not, there's nothing substantial to it, but there's, I think, enough just people, nosy people, that like if you have any sort of notoriety, you know?
I think I'm going to be like, yeah, their life was in danger. Their lives were in danger. That car chase was 2 hours.
You're just going to believe them and just ride for them? Yeah.
If I have to hear about them every day, I guess I got to make an opinion.
Dude, it is.
Sure. They were in danger.
It was 2 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, a car chase for 2 hours is something out of Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Like, imagine on like.
Oh, speaking of that,
Oh yeah.
Friday the 16th,
Yep.
Oh, we're booked it. We got it.
locked in.
Okay.
I will be here.
You haven't. Yeah. Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the announcement.
The Friday, there will be a 24-hour live stream, probably longer because I have to watch all 10. I get to watch all 10 Fast movies. I will be counting. I tell this to Jeff. We have Jeff DeLow on the show today. I tell this to Jeff. But I will be counting every single car accident in all Fast and Furious. You may have heard of the challenge. It went viral. The challenge has been altered. It is no longer one person counting all the car accidents. It is one person counting all the car accidents versus me. It will be a live stream.
Whose car accident
versus
count
an,
is?
I don't know if you know this. Also versus an AI. So it's you versus a person.
That makes
versus
more
a
sense.
machine.
Okay.
This is
That.
the ultimate John Henry, then.
Yeah.
This is
You
the man
versus the
versus the
computer.
machine, baby.
You have fulfilled
This
your
is John-
destiny.
I'm going to die.
I was gonna say.
watching Fast and Furious,
Dude.
beating the fucking machines,
Bro,
baby.
can you imagine he's like on hour like 26 and he's like he's got to tally one more and he's like
I'm gonna fucking get that last rail nail in and fucking die, dude. That is it.
the computer's gonna short circuit at the very end and he wins with,
Bro, I did not know I'm going up against an AI. This
Yeah.
is what I was.
I was
built
I
for.
kept wondering how are we gonna decide if he's right or the other human's right because they're human like
I'll
but
tell
if
you-
we have a computer who we believe is right
I'm gonna beat that computer.
but even that can we beat it how
I'm going to beat that computer, Kevin.
Kevin, he's gonna have a giant red button, and whenever there's a crash, he's gonna press it.
that is amazing.
Dude, it is. Oh, I'm gonna start stretching now, dude. 2 weeks?
Wow.
2 weeks or 1 week?
1 week.
1 week. Next Friday, we'll
Starting
start
at
it at noon. Noon on Friday. I will be in this room until I finish all the fucking fast.
Are you gonna have to like do some PEDs right?
Oh, I'm gonna. If I go to sleep, I'm going to sleep. Like I might need a nap.
Well, you gotta stop the movies.
Yeah.
okay,
No,
okay,
of course.
okay,
Yeah, but
okay.
I'll be here as a spotter. I'll pause.
I'm here until I watch all the movies.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so good.
And
This is like the Christmas stream times a million. So good.
the game's on Friday.
Yeah.
Me versus AI, baby.
yo,
This has been brewing.
you
This
might-
has been brewing for a little while.
Dude, you might be like I was gonna say an American hero. No, you're like a human hero. Like the whole world right now is all worked up about AI taking over. John Henry,
I can-
once again, for the flesh and
Bro,
blood.
the fact that it's John Henry versus the fucking machines again. This is nuts.
John Henry versus the Machines is what we're calling the stream.
I was just about to say it's like I like that one the best, but I was gonna do Fast Fights or Fights in the Furious,
Dude.
But
Dude, the
John
what was like
Henry
the
versus the
original
Let's throw a colon in there. We'll do both.
yeah,
John Henry?
Fast Fights works probably as a hashtag the best.
You're gonna become a folk hero.
Dude.
A tall tale.
Golly, man, I'm fucking jacked up now.
legend
AI,
of
I know you're listening, and you're going down, bitch. Dude, I'm gonna get killed in my sleep tonight by my TV.
All
That's because
right.
you're scared. You don't want this fight. I'm coming for you. I'm gonna eat your babies. I'm gonna fucking kill your whole family, motherfuckers.
I'm ferocious. I'm impregnable. All right, you mentioned it. We got Jeff DeLow on the show. So let's do some voicemails first, and then we'll get into our interview with him.
Yes.
He's talking all about the dozen, the playoffs, the finals, how the dozen grew.
Dozen Day, Dozen Live is tonight. Be ready for that.
And you can hear about all the behind-the-scenes action from our matches, from Jeff, the host, the process, the future of the dozen, all of that. Very interesting stuff for one of the most popular and beloved things at Barstool right now.
We will. The Booze Ponies are hosting the tournament, I guess, or we're doing the intermission show. But
Oh, that's why you're going to Chicago.
yeah,
Okay.
Will had to back out because he didn't realize he had a live show tomorrow night tonight.
Idiot.
So Jeff found a replacement. It's the perfect replacement because it's the least booze pony person ever, Tommy Scabelli.
Of course.
It's the Booze Ponies, Feits and Dana, and Tommy.
And Tommy. What's the opposite of a booze pony? He's like a sober fucking like hummingbird or something. All right, let's do some voicemails and then we'll get it to Jeff.
All right, NBA Finals, NHL Stanley Cup. They are on right now. Baseball is in full swing. It is summertime. It is almost the ultimate dog days of summer. So get your bets in while you can. Go to the Barstool Sportsbook right here on your phone. Easy app. Check out the exclusive. You got odds boost. Bet with NBA Finals boost right now. Heat culture. Again, this is probably for tonight, so you're not going to know it. But Jimmy Butler to score 20-plus points. Bam Adebayo to record a double-double. And Max Strauss have to 2+ three-pointers in Game 3. That was plus 200. You got it for plus 300. You can bet with Big Pat. You can bet with all the personalities here at Barstool. Again, it is almost dog days of summer. Get your bets in for the Cup. Get your bets in for the NBA Finals. The Cup, by the way, Matthew Tkachuk. I know they're down 0-2, but I love watching Matthew Tkachuk play hockey. My man is just violent. That hit on Eichel the other night was bananas. French Open is also ongoing right now. That's right. This weekend, I think it's Friday, June 9th, my boy, Carlos Alcaraz. If you don't know this, I was at that marathon match he had at the U.S. Open last year. I've become an Alcaraz diehard in the sense that I don't really follow him at all, but Hubs will text me Alcaraz highlights. Carlos Alcaraz versus Djokovic, Friday, June 9th, 8:45 a.m. Set an alarm and take the young buck. That's it. I don't know if I've ever had a Barstool exclusive. I'm still not going to have one. But go take the kid Alcaraz. He's electric to watch. Absolutely electric. Download it. Sign up now with Barstool Sportsbook today. Terms apply. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Real quick, Kevin and I just took a piss break. We've been told to fucking lay off this company because everyone's a goddamn pussy. Did you hear that conversation in the bathroom just now?
No.
About how fucking everyone was scared about the smoke and they were going to go get lunch, but they're not going to get lunch, and they were walking home last night and they got a headache and shit like that. Everyone's a bitch here.
Let's go do the rest of the podcast outside.
You didn't hear that?
No, I was reading my phone.
Bro, it was I don't know who they were. It was two people, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I was walking home last night. I got real lightheaded. If you go outside, make sure you cover your mouth with your fucking shirt. I wouldn't go get lunch right now." Shut the fuck up! Everyone here fucking sucks.
I will say, when I stepped out there and saw
I was taken aback by the visual.
I was scared.
Guess what?
I'll be honest. I don't think I'm going to go outside and have lunch.
I'm fucking starving, and I'm going to get lunch as soon as we're done with his voicemails.
Yo, I mean, you got to go outside. That was crazy. It was not like that when we came into work today.
No.
And I was like, it's kind of like hazy out there. And then I was like, holy
Yeah, no,
shit.
I will admit when we opened that door, I was like, oh shit, did we record all day? Is it 5 p.m. right now in December?
What if we go outside right now and it's like breathing in like sand?
Will
you retract
I'll
your
tell you what,
statement?
there's that new place that just opened up. They make a hell of a chicken Caesar salad. I had one yesterday. It was
Where's that?
delicious. It's like Metro Cafe or something like
Oh,
that.
where is it?
Like across the street going down 28th.
Good for them. I like the new Asian
It might
place
be over
too.
27th. It's the 27th. It's right here. It's right
Okay.
next to might be right next to the Starbucks. It might be on 28th. I forget, but it's. You want to come? If you fucking pass out, I'll carry you.
Oh, bro, with my lungs, the air could be clean. I was gonna pass out.
I'll pick you up one.
All right, voicemails. What do we got, Jack?
I think if you smoke a cigarette, it'll cancel it out.
All right, before we get into our voicemails, just want to say rest in peace to the Iron Sheik, a wrestling legend.
He kept Twitter in business for a while.
He was a big piece of Twitter.
Like him and Jose Canseco.
Without
them,
hug for
Twitter's
you
gone.
with Jose,
Yeah.
and like you jabroni, I break your back.
Yeah.
With Iron Sheik, people loved him. I had a little personal interaction with him. Maybe I'll go post our picture on Instagram, you know. I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but, you know, this is just something that happened. We hired him to appear at a WrestleMania party at the Saloon, the bar in New York that we used to have all the Barstool New York parties at. Oh, that infamously had those crazy open bars for like 12 hours. And one time, it was during WrestleMania Sunday, we rented out, you know, the pay-per-view, and the whole bar was filled to watch wrestling. And the Iron Sheik was there to, like, I don't know what I thought he was going to do, but he just sat there. And, like, I don't know. You know, again, I didn't think he was going to wrestle or anything, but I thought he'd be a part of the party or whatever. Yeah. The man really couldn't walk at that point. So he just sat at a table.
Like 10 plus years ago.
This is at least. Yeah, no, probably about like 2012-ish, like probably like that. Yeah, so like 10, 12 years ago. He just sat at a table, and like it was kind of like a porn convention. Like you just come up and take a picture, you know?
Kicks in the balls real quick.
He drank 1,000 beers. We just like kept funneling him buckets of beers. He brought a bowl of spaghetti. I remember that. His team had like a Tupperware full of pasta. I remember that. That was weird. And then he just pissed himself. Rather than getting up and go to the bathroom, he just stayed where he was sitting and he peed.
Do you think it was a conscious decision?
Yeah. Like, oh, yeah. No. I think he was just like, and now I have to pee. I don't know if it was like he was wearing diapers and they didn't work, or if he didn't put on his diapers, or if he just doesn't do that or something. But he was just like, now I piss. Crazy. I remember like we took
like drippy.
It was like we took pictures with him, and I remember like kind of crouching around him and then kind of being like, what is happening here?
The Mac. Is that piss? Is that piss?
It was so weird because it was like nowadays I'd be like, did this guy fucking piss? I would be like that. Back then it was like he was a Twitter celebrity and we paid for him to come to a party, and I was new to this, and I was almost like, nobody say anything, you know, instead of being like, this guy's pissing. Yeah. Crazy. But, you know, rest in peace. I don't mean it in a bad way. It was a great time. Thank you for coming to the party. Voicemails, let's go.
Hey, KFC. Hey, Feits. I got a fact, but I'm a little hesitant because it's about a place in Morocco. And as you may or may not know, Morocco is in Africa. And for the podcast listeners, which you can probably tell because of my voice and the fact that I'm calling into KFC Radio, but I'm not black. It's not my history. It's not my culture. And it doesn't feel like it's my place to share any African knowledge and information with the world. So I'm left with two options. Option one is I could have a black person share this fun fact. And I considered that. But it's not nearly as funny. So instead, I needed to find somebody who is white and doesn't care about appropriating black culture and African history.
I downloaded the wrong one.
And I found the perfect person, so why don't you go ahead and take it away.
What's up, John and Kev? This is a message from Mitzi, sent by your friend Holden. Got a fun fact for you. I want to tell you about the oldest existing university in the world, which is the University of Kourouian. Nailed it. In Fez, Morocco. Founded in 849. Damn, that's like 1,400 years old. The more you know. That's certainly a new fun fact that I didn't know before this.
Bro. That was so funny. By the way, when his eyes started trying to read and they're crossing and uncrossing, I mean.
All right, so I need some backstory to the story. I make NASCAR videos. I made a video about this guy called Larry Phillips that he made it into the NASCAR 75 greatest driver list. Don't think he should have made it. Never made it to the top level of NASCAR. Anyway, make a video about him. I talk hella shit. And then post it on YouTube, get a comment, and this comment says just all of this wonderful things about this man that I'm talking hella shit about. And it's just a long essay, long comment about all these beautiful things. And basically, this girl ends the comment with, you should do more research because I'm proud to call that man my grandfather. And I go, fuck. I could talk trash about anybody, like any driver, any person. I don't want to talk trash about somebody's dead grandpappy. But I ain't no bitch, so I doubled down and made another video about just talking hella trash still. Like, I don't care. Feel pretty shitty. I know I'm going to hell, but nah, I'm definitely going to hell. So basically, what's the most shitty thing that you've ever done in the content game? Something that just made you feel like a horrible person. I'm sure you guys got some stories.
Dude, so first of all, that I don't give a shit about talking about someone's dead grandpa. Fuck you.
Fuck your dead
Fuck
grandpa.
you and fuck your grandpa, dude.
He's probably racist.
Yeah, like I don't know, your grandpa died. Like everyone's gonna die. I don't give
That's
a
what
shit.
old people do. They
like,
die. Your grandpa's dead, so is mine.
Is I don't know.
Your
you're
grandpa was
like,
a piece of shit, so was mine probably. Who cares?
I like the fact that they're dead doesn't change the fact that whatever I'm talking shit about happened.
Facts, like,
right?
yeah,
like
mhm.
if it was like if you said that's not true and also he's alive, I'd feel a lot worse than if you said that is true and he's dead.
Yeah, fuck that. But that's a good question though. What's the worst you've ever felt about content?
I don't know. There isn't really much.
I think I can't specifically say, but I know I for sure have felt bad about stuff for sure.
Because I like there's everything I like. There are times where I'm like I probably shouldn't have told that story, but like it happened
Yeah.
to me too.
I mean,
That's I was there too.
That's your story as well. Yeah. I mean, I for sure have all sorts of guilt issues about how everything played out with my marriage and the content I used to put out with that. But even that was just like I was, telling the truth or like joking around about my reality and all that. It was never like I was really like speaking out of school or saying things that like, were specific to us and her or whatever. It was just like it ended up being shitty, and so then I look like an asshole, and I wish I didn't. But like, it's not
you were Jay Monahan. You were acting with the information
no,
you had
it
at the
was not
time.
No. But I was thinking that's interesting that you went more to the angle of like exposing someone's secrets or truth or whatever. I was thinking more of just like being mean.
That like I don't ever think I'm outright. Like I'm never trying to be mean, so I don't ever think I'm mean. Like
I agree with that. But like, I remember it got to a point. So many people sent me everything that Lena Dunham was doing.
Yeah.
Just expecting me to like. She would just post a picture that she didn't look great in. To be kind, and people would be like, "You gotta blog this. Like, look how gross this is." And I was like, "Wait, is this what people think?" Like I was always bashing her for like putting rocks inside her sister's pussy. And like abandoning her dogs and being like accusing people of being racist and all this shitty stuff that was like, yeah, I'll make fun of you as I talk about why you're shitty. But is this coming across as just like I'll just make fun of this girl for being overweight or whatever? Yeah. I just kind of
right. That's like that's mean versus like talking about something like
right.
Like
I wasn't doing that. But I was like, if this is how it's starting to come across,
people trying to think
then like I'm out.
We were talking about that kind on the dozen the other day, where like you can't post like people in public anymore.
Yeah,
and it's people like, how dare you violate their privacy, or people be like, that guy deserves to die. It's like, whoa. First, he's in public, so it's not privacy. Second of all, like I want him to die. I'm just saying it's kind of goofy. This guy's still using a video camcorder.
Right.
Like it's not that. Like
we're just poking fun at like, something that's not that big of a deal. Yeah.
There are times where like things have like they were probably in that same vein. There was like cyclist shit like. This guy should come. Like, no, I think he's kind of annoying. Like,
yeah, but that wasn't you though. It's usually other people being like, "I'll fucking kill him for you." It's like, yo, calm down. I'm trying to think if there's anybody.
There was.
I'm sure there's somebody I screwed over with like outing. I don't know. Like I told the story and they're like, "Yo, like." I don't know. Like
I'm
my girlfriend
pretty good
heard
with that.
and like
probably
sure it's happened.
In yesteryear, there are probably times where I like said something I should have. Like now, I like fucking change dates and shit like that. Like I'm pretty good with it now. I'm sure there was some time that I can't remember that I was like, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
There was one time. This is in retrospect. I don't care, but there was that one time in the immediate aftermath. Again, it wasn't a mean thing. It was just like, oh, I wish I didn't do that kind of content. Where ISIS got a Twitter account.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a blog series that lasted like 3 blogs maybe, where I was just trolling ISIS.
Yeah.
And I was young and dumb and thought I was the center of the universe. So I was like, they're going to find me and kill. But it wasn't me. I was like, my dad has the same name. They're going to kill my dad over this. And like in that immediate aftermath, I was like, oh, I regret this content.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's funny to think that I ever had that thought that ISIS was going to care. Now it's funny now it's funny. But that was in the immediate. There's nothing that sticks with me, at least that comes to mind right away.
I was gonna say it clearly doesn't stick with me because I don't remember it.
Yeah, like-
but I know there have been times I felt bad about just like not good about something, you know. Almost more.
There was one when Zola went like
The whore?
yeah. I was like
Yeah,
Zola
yeah.
this whore. I was
The
like
whore.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ. Dude.
yeah, that was a bit-
there are probably words I've used that in retrospect,
I mean, yeah,
time has passed.
The Colin
Like
Kaepernick thing, I apologize for. I felt like shit about that, but not like on my own. You know,
Yeah.
that was only because people pointed it out to me. There hasn't been much that I was like on my own in the moment. I was like, that was shitty.
Yeah.
It was like I had to be told or like shown, like, hey, this was fucked up.
right.
Like,
I did 1,000 things. I don't remember them all.
But I
you
also-
could definitely pull up something and be like, do you think that? I'm like, yeah, you're right. That is fucking
yeah, but I
stupid
think that's a
mean.
testament
Like,
to like our heart was in the right place all the time.
Yeah.
Because if I was like Perez Hilton or one of those guys who was like trafficking in other people's misery, in the moment I would be like posting it, and be like, I'm gonna get a lot of money for this and views and shit, but this is shitty.
Yeah.
In the moment, every time I posted something, I was like, this is in the name of trying to be funny.
Right.
And then if it turned out not to be, or I crossed the line, or times changed, I would feel bad about it. But the reason I don't have like a long list of things is because every single blog I've ever posted was not in the name of being mean.
Right. Anything I said, I was like, I hope they don't see this. Not like they better
Totally.
see this. Fuck this person.
Oh, the glory days of being an anonymous troll. I loved it when we weren't big enough.
I don't want them to see this. It's just
Totally.
like I'm making a joke with my friends right
Yep.
now. Like
Yep.
the 500 readers who are gonna look at this blog. Like it's not.
Yep.
I'm not trying to be mean. I don't want them to make this see that. Like it is. Yeah. I'm sure there are a million things you could show me, and I'd be like,
I feel like an asshole.
That
Yeah.
fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But there's, like that's a good, like.
But I would also
in
like
my head when I
ultimately
was doing
stand
it.
by it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like the Kaepernick thing, I didn't. That was the one thing I really stood down on. I was like, no way, shape, or form. Everything else, I'd be like, sorry, I said that. But if you're gonna try to like, lynch me for this one, I'll be like, like, listen, there was still, this reason behind it or whatever.
Last one.
Yeah, last voicemail.
What up, KFC, Feitelberg, Jackie, the rest of the crew? It's your boy RJ from Syracuse. So, my town has this swan pond in it, and obviously there's swans and whatnot. But over Memorial Day weekend, I guess these kids went there at night or whatever and stole the mama swan and 4 babies. And it was all over the news, and everyone's freaking out. And I guess the cops found out who did it and went there Monday on Memorial Day to arrest them. And turns out that the kids ended up eating the mama swan. And I was like, that's crazy. I would never think about like really eating a swan or whatnot. And then it got me thinking.
Are you not reacting to this?
I didn't hear. Sorry. Yeah, restart it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I had something
Ate a
come
swan.
into my mind, and I just zoned out.
Ate a swan.
Right.
Ate a swan, John.
What up,
I was-
KFC, Feitelberg, Jackie, the rest of the crew? It's your boy RJ from Syracuse. So, my town has this swan pond in it, and obviously there's swans and whatnot. But over Memorial Day weekend, I guess these kids went there at night or whatever and stole the mama swan and 4 babies. And it was all over the news, and everyone's freaking out. And I guess the cops found out who did it and went there Monday on Memorial Day to arrest them. And turns out that the kids ended up eating the mama swan. And I was like, that's crazy. I would never think about like really eating a swan or whatnot. And then it got me thinking. If you could eat any like weird exotic animal, what would it be? I think mine would be like a horse, but like a racehorse, like a Kentucky
No.
Derby horse.
I think that's the worst.
Like,
Yeah.
It'd be so tough.
Tough. You don't want a lot of muscle.
First of all, I mean, the answer is human.
you know what?
The answer is human flesh.
What's crazy? Very recently, as in this past weekend, let's call it 72 hours ago.
You ate human.
I was watching the Sunny episode, Mac and Dennis Manhunters.
Yeah, get a taste of
And-
that human flesh. Bloodthirsty.
And I, for the first time, I was like, I don't think I'd like that.
Oh, getting old.
Yeah.
Wait, would you say signs that time has passed?
Yeah, I don't know how interested I am in you. I think it's happened once I cook more and I handle a lot more flesh. I don't love it. Like
Flesh.
it is like for sure my least favorite part of cooking is like taking the meat out of a package.
Yeah.
and all
Especially
that.
chicken. Ooh.
Like it is. I don't care for it too much.
I agree.
So I think that the
Would you rather eat human or dog? Puppy dog or a baby?
probably a puppy.
Yeah, and
'Cause-
that
'cause
I
people-
would not eat
people
a baby,
eat
but
it.
I would eat a human, an
Like,
adult. I think
I
I would eat an adult over a dog, but I would eat a puppy over a baby.
Having had sweetbreads recently, like it's still something that sticks with me. Like I'm like, I need a fucking brain. Like it's not a normal thing to eat.
Wait, what's the sweetbread?
It's like a lamb's brain.
Why do they call it that?
I don't know.
Probably was like,
Because
I thought you were talking about some
lamb
bread.
brain.
Yeah,
That's
like
fucking
dude, when
gross.
we ate, like the waitress, like we'd already eaten it and consumed it, and it was in our belly. We're like, what was that? By the way, she's like, it was an organ. We're like,
Oh.
well, like what organ? Because it was just like an accoutrement on the fish. Like it wasn't like a
Disgusting.
full thing.
Oh, during that fiasco.
Yeah, and so like it is. It's still something that sticks with me. That I was like, oh, I ate a sheep's brain. That's a little weird. I think that would stick with me if I ate a human. I think I like to stick to the established things. Again, I wouldn't be crazy about eating.
Well,
dog,
totally, but this
people
is
have
we're,
eaten
we're
dogs.
talking about going outside
But
the realm.
I'm talking about with the dog versus
Oh,
human.
okay.
People have eaten dog.
Got it.
So like it's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
rare
yeah.
to eat
Okay,
a
yeah.
human.
What about like a moose?
I eat a moose.
Yeah.
I eat a moose.
'Cause that's like eating bison. You know?
Someone else has to prepare it. I don't want to. I don't want to cook
Yeah.
anything myself. I don't trust. Even, like I overcook everything because I'm like I don't know if it's fully cooked.
Totally.
It would need to be prepared by someone. If we're talking exotic,
I mean, at the end of the day, we eat hot dogs, which is like pigs' assholes.
Yeah.
Like it's not like we're not doing this already. It's just it's like the flowers. It's all it's Harry and Meghan. It's all what's agreed upon. You know. Why you can whack a cow and eat it up, but a horse is like, you crazy?
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
beautiful animal. What? Same shit.
the is it exotic as in like no one eats it? Like I wouldn't try to eat that puffer fish, the one that like will kill you if it's not prepared properly. I'd fucking if we're talking exotic, I'd probably do that. If we're talking exotic, like it's impossible to even get.
Snake, anaconda,
I'd eat the people eat
alligator.
that. I hear rattlesnakes.
Dolphin?
I'm off seafood
Would
at
you
the
eat
moment,
whale?
but
Would you eat a manatee?
yeah. Again,
Would you eat
prepared.
a monkey?
Yeah, it's a little close to human.
Very close to human.
I think monkeys a no. I'm trying to think. I just don't know animals that well. Like
Would you
I'm
eat a
just
giraffe?
trying to think.
I
just keep
feel like
picturing Old McDonald's
slaughtering a
farm.
giraffe is really mean. Like imagine somebody just like shooting a giraffe in the neck.
Just
and
takes
it's
so
like,
long to fall.
Like, yeah, it falls like a tree, and then we gotta
So
slaughter.
you shouldn't
like,
kill
skin
tall
it.
people. So name animals.
I've had like from
Keep going. Dog, cat, chicken. Leopard.
Leopard.
Jaguars. Why'd you say that? Flamingo. Would you eat a flamingo?
Yep, for sure.
That's like
I'd
chicken.
eat anything feathered.
Yeah.
Would
Would you eat dinosaur?
Yeah, it'd be very tough. Probably be comparable to Seabiscuit. Well, we're talking derby horses.
Armadillo.
No.
Did you just Google animals?
You just Googled animals.
Aaron.
African.
Say anything other than an A.
For those who can't hear,
Bumblebee.
B. It's a B.
I think I have eaten bumblebees on accident. God damn it. I think if we're going super exotic, it would be something of the sea. Because I just can't think of anything.
Yeah. Well, again,
all
though, like
fish
eating
is kind
lobster
of like
and
weird.
shit is fucking weird.
Yeah.
You know, eating an octopus. If you saw an octopus for the first time, you're like, let's eat that. People would be like, with the fucking tentacles and the suckers and stuff, you'd be like, that's disgusting. And people are like, ugh.
Frog. I've eaten frog.
You have?
Yeah.
yeah.
Ooh. Frog legs? Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
guess that's something.
There was an exotic meat place by us growing up, and they would sell like burger patties of stuff. So in high school, we got, I think it was lion, bear, boar, kangaroo.
What?
Yeah.
You've eaten lion?
Yeah.
Wow.
In Illinois?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah. There was a place. It was called
What is
like
that? Just some
Simmers.
fucking thing they shot at the Chicago Zoo because a kid fell in?
Probably.
Where you get lion meat in Illinois, other than at the zoo?
There was this one
I'll get
exotic.
you lion meat by 2 p.m.
There was an exotic meats place that had a ton of shit. And
No, I know where you got it, but where did they get it?
oh, I think it was all imported, because it came frozen, so we had to defrost it first. And
Yeah,
then
no,
cook it.
you fucking kill that in Africa and you ship it over.
I'm pretty
Some
sure that
dentist goes over for a weekend and comes back. It's like, yeah, I caught a lion to eat for dinner.
the way the place was set up, I'm sure if we asked, we could have went in the back and seen like the endangered species list. Like it was
Yeah, I think
so
I feel
sketchy.
most bad about an elephant. I feel like elephant are nice and
Yeah.
they like don't deserve to be eaten.
Yeah, I but there's just so much meat there that it is a little.
Felt pretty guilty
little
about the kangaroo.
The elephant
I've
is
eaten kangaroo. I
mouth-watering.
didn't like it.
Yeah, that's I think it was like
What we're discovering
say
here
that
is you
was
can eat like every animal except
Yeah.
for like a dog.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, everyone's like, yeah, I've had that, tried that, heard of that.
I had kangaroo, but I didn't like it. Like I'm a texture guy, and it was very thinly sliced. You know, like when you get like that like carpaccio, the prosciutto, where it's like all fatty and it like almost becomes like a liquid in your mouth.
Yeah.
That was how the kangaroo was. I think you can get kangaroo steaks. I did not have a kangaroo steak. I had like very thinly sliced. It was almost on like a charcuterie board. That wasn't for me.
What about like a mole?
A mole rat?
A mole rat.
No, I'd probably avoid the rat family.
Yeah, any vermin, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Anything with like the hair makes it tough. Even though I know cow has it, and
Yeah,
hair
they
makes
clean
it a
all
little
that up.
grosser.
Let's take it out.
The fish of the sea, the animals of the sea. It's harder for me to understand than having a personality because I don't know their noises. Right?
You said that so seriously. It's hard for me to understand their personality because they don't have
Like,
noises. I don't know their
can
noises.
I can feel
That was
the
a
guilt.
dead ass serious statement, Jackie. He was like, now let me explain this. I don't know fish noises, so I don't know if they're happy, sad, if they're cool, if they're rude. Maybe that fish was an asshole. I couldn't hear him, so I don't know.
Yeah, like
Hilarious.
I can hear like a moo. I can hear the moo dying.
How about like a
slowly.
whale?
They already sound like they're dying, so I guess a moo does too. Yeah,
Blow them up with a. What?
I'm going pufferfish.
All right, enough about eating animals. I gotta go brave the fucking post-apocalyptic world. Let's get into our interview.